What's up?
Bankruptcy!
Scheduled for 6:31. It's 6:31, Kyle.
Hi. 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 What is up? Nobody's here.
Yeah, because it's not there. It goes, it just went live on my end.
Cool. Hit the tank.
Yep.
You want to get beer?
Yeah, sure. You want Calypso's? What a dumbass. There are waters, good sir.
I know. I brought my own, dude.
I actually didn't, so I needed it.
I'm a stupid dumbass.
I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, I got highlights. Sweet. Oh, we got a viewer. That's cool.
It's probably Norm.
What's up?
Nothing.
I'm not in there.
Oh, yeah, we got a couple already.
I should call him.
Glug, 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 glug. What, the blowjob Dan just gave you in your new truck wasn't enough, dude?
Oh, what is up? Okay, I think good.
I'm not.
Shut that
I'm gonna
off.
Oh,
Shut it off.
Kobe.
Kobe.
Helicopter crashed.
Oh, yeah. How do you take a picture? Died hang gliding. Idiot. What is up, YouTube? It's weird to say. Like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that bell for
Smash
things.
that butt button. What?
Alrighty. YouTube.com/@loose-is-fast.
Loose is loose.
Nice. Oh, Loose is Fast Sonoma is live. How cool is that? I just woke up. Let's do this. Hello, Mr. Carteropoli. T-Lair Paget. Hello? Hello? I already got a new meme format? What did we do? Da, da, na, na, na. Barnar, barnar. Okay.
Hold on.
I
Posting
am.
Instagram story and such.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
How you doing on audio? No one's got their headphones on.
My headphones on.
Attaboy. Proud of you. Let's
Pre-show.
yeah. Something like that. Da, da, ba, da, ba.
Phenomena. Oh, no.
Okay, let's go. Jesus.
I'm going to need uppies.
There you go.
More. The fuck was that?
Karate chop.
Yep.
Yeah, yep, that's the spot. Just keep hitting that spot right there.
I'm done.
Picture of the two.
Wah, wah.
It's a great shot. Is this also the picture of the 10?
Carter Opley already put the picture of just Norm sitting by himself.
Ooh, that shot of Brad though. That's cool.
Minions.
I like that he's screaming while Brad's sideways.
Oh shit! I didn't even see the one chewing on the tire.
Yeah.
I liked Bowman's car this week. That was sick.
The gay pride mobile?
Yeah.
Was what? Why do I not remember it?
It was just like more purple, and I think it had a rainbow.
They just
on
got
the
rid of the other colors.
but
just
I thought it looked really good.
That's pretty sharp.
It's just the same scheme. They just made the Do It Right a rainbow, and they
All the pink and purple and-
Allied logo's different.
And all the pink and turquoise is gone, so it's just like straight perp.
All that perp.
All that perp.
Makes no sense. They got rid of the rest of the pride colors on the car
True.
to just make it purple.
Weird.
Scheme of the week.
Oh God.
71.
Well care. All right. All right. Okay. Do that. Do this.
Do a little bit of that.
I want you guys to know that I made all my race picks for the rest of the season.
Oh fuck! I didn't do that. Kyle, I hate to be a bother, but can you bump me up one more? It still feels like really.
Oh my
low.
God.
It still feels.
You're going to
low.
go right back down.
Nope, that's perfect right there.
Sure it is.
I
Hey,
feel
Kyle,
like he
can you-
turned mine up.
Did he? No, I feel better.
You're 4.
Yeah, I'm 4. No,
Yeah.
I'm good. This is where I'm supposed to be.
All right. That's that. That's that. Race picks. I win.
Fuck you.
You'd love to.
What?
It's like what? At the end of stage 2 or 3/4 of the way through stage 2, all of our drivers were like 25th and below. I was like, dude, hell of a week for us.
Don't worry. Iowa. Crapshoot.
You know how happy I was when I saw McDowell spinning off into the shit? I was like, yes, I'm going to get it. Nope, didn't get that one.
Did you get it?
Getting a little light on the pick options for the next, 10?
Yeah, we got 10 more to go. I told you it's going to be.
Yeah. I have 2 SHR cars in my next 10 weeks. I'm
I don't even
throwing
think
in the towel.
I don't even know if I've picked an SHR. Or, yes, I did. I think I picked Briscoe at Phoenix.
I've picked Noah once.
I picked Noah, too. That's right. Are we fully in stab in the dark territory?
Yeah,
now?
yeah, we're in rough shape now. This is when it's gonna get fun.
No, I'm still not having fun.
Dude, you're past halfway. I'm not. Stop touching my foot.
Not true at all.
Yeah, that's 100% true. The white line is halfway. Your toes are, bro. You're
The bar. I'm not past the
You're way over the bar.
You're
I'm not
way
even
over the
close,
bar.
dude.
You guys, the table gets bigger as it goes out this way. I don't think the bar is a good. I would say the white.
Yeah, but the bar is underneath here.
No, it's not. The bar's over here.
No, but I'm saying it's underneath the center, you
It's under-
idiots.
You're an idiot.
Dude, I build tables for a living. I think I know.
No, you don't.
I
if anybody here can comment
I
on
cleaned
this,
3 tables today. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're sure.
I hate you guys.
Mom and Dad are fighting again.
I hate it here.
Nope. No one has picked Josh Berry as of yet. All right, you guys ready to rock?
Just fucking Carteropoly in Discord.
What?
Just go look at it.
Oh, do I have to?
They're already making many memes.
Oh boy, here we go. Where are we? Off track?
Yeah. The what the fuck? It took me a second to see it, but when you see it on the what the fuck am I watching?
Norman Sad podcast.
They don't realize that before we had a camera, this was literally Kyle's computer screen half the time we got here. more than once when we got to the studio, Kyle's computer automatically went to Pornhub.
Yep.
No, it didn't.
At least once then.
They didn't. No, it didn't.
No, I did it on purpose once.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I have that. Not. This is not hooked up to my browser history. Are you
He
kidding
did
me?
it on purpose an hour and a half before we got here.
Yeah, why do you think he gets here so early? Yeah.
Clear my browser history.
A little alone time. God.
He clears it when he gets here, and then he has to clear it before we get here.
Dum 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 dum. Da 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 da. I don't even want to do the show today. Can we just sit here and just talk shit for like 3 hours?
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what we do every
As
week?
long as we start recording.
Yeah. All right, let's blow this popsicle stand, shall we?
Ooh, what? How'd you know my name? My nickname's Popsicle Stand.
I thought it was Thunder.
That's the other one. I gave myself that one.
Popsicle stick.
All right. You're built like one.
True. All right, everybody. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Loose is Fast podcast, your podcast home for all things NASCAR and some things not. I'm one of your hosts, Kyle Belcher, and I'm joined, as always, by Daniel Walker
Shabozy.
and Norman Pelletier.
Can you turn my headset down?
On today's episode, we will talk some NASCAR news, recap the weekend in Sonoma, answer some questions, have some fun. But before we do all that, before we it's all that. Dan, pay the bills.
No.
Now.
Brought to you this week and every other week by the Revival Motoring Podcast, the Revival Motoring Network, and revivalmotoring.com/B4B. Norm, you pay the bills. What's that stand for?
Kyle, can you turn my headset down?
Oh, he was being serious.
Thank you. Bucks for the boys.
Bucks for the boys.
Bucks for the boys.
That is our PBS style value for value system. If you find anything you
What's
like.
PBS stand for?
Public broadcast system.
I almost said professional broadcast system. Public broadcast.
Nothing professional about this. That ain't it.
That ain't it.
You seen the things they put out?
Yeah. Hey, Bob Ross kicked ass. Come on.
Pretty little trees.
Pretty little trees. Happy little trees. Happy little trees.
Yeah.
Sad little clouds. So basically, if you find any value in any of the stuff that Revival Motoring puts out, that is us included, our friends at Topics Under the Stairs, the mothership of Revival Motoring Network, and I like John Stairs' approach, the archived episodes of Talking Motorcycles, because we don't know what's going on with that anymore.
Yep.
It's not station.
That's what he said.
I thought it was system, or public broadcast system. We going to really do this because of YouTube?
Public broadcasting service.
Service.
We're
well,
all
suck.
wrong.
We all suck. Yes, but if you find any value in any of the things we do,
Which you don't.
The three YouTubes.
PBS is an organization that
Oh, for
produces
fuck's
educational television programs that are shown without commercials, just like us.
Oh yeah, we don't have any commercials.
That's why they say.
This kind of is one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
In a network of stations throughout the U.S. Hey, we're worldwide, baby.
I wonder how long it's going to take for him to notice that I shut his audio off.
Oh, I can't hear my. I figured it was off. Worldwide.
Can I just get back on track here, for Christ's sake? Calm down, Pitbull. Calm down, Mr. Worldwide. Gonna kill myself and you. Okay.
Wait. PBS also means product breakdown
I
structure,
am my head out.
which might be what they're talking about with us.
All right. Let's go.
Jesus fucking Christ, I hate you guys.
Off the rails.
Okay. So if you find any value in any of the things that the Revival Motoring Network gives you, that includes us and our YouTube channel, and now all three of us have YouTube channels.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. then you can head on over to revivalmotoring.com/B4B and make a monthly donation. To $5, $10, or $20.
We like 20.
Are you done yet?
Been done for
Almost.
4 minutes.
I'm going to stop doing B4B. I'm going to make you start doing it. No, you don't do anything else around here.
Yeah. It's Norm's show anyway.
Yeah, it is.
We're both just
So that would be a
volunteers.
monthly recurring donation to help us pay the bills, keep the lights on, keep the cameras going, keep Norm's mic off, preferably.
It's on. I checked.
Oh, damn it.
All right, Booth.
If you
Put
want
your hands back over there.
If you want to do a one-time donation, please use PayPal. Use info@revivalmotoring.com. That is also the home of Kyle's Race Day Challenge. Kyle, what is that?
If you donate the dollar amount that matches the drivers,
The drivers.
too far, number, and you guess correctly, send you a little something.
Some.
What is this voice?
Doing what he does to me.
Yeah, but he doesn't sound like he smoked a pack of mobs.
I'm
before he
trying
did it.
really. I was just projecting.
Sound
the
like Marge
whisper.
Simpson's sisters.
You need to donate at least $5 if you want Kyle Larson to win.
That's worth one pack of
Yeah,
smokes.
you donate $5.
Oh,
I
you know,
can go get
today's market, $5 can't even get you a onesie.
You donate for Chase Elliott, I can go down and get a pack of Misty Menthols. Barbara, I need my menthols.
Virginia Slim Menthol
No.
Light 100s, please.
Barbara smokes Parliament Hundos because that was my nana.
Oh, true.
Her name is Barbara, and she did smoke Parliament Hundos.
What were the?
We called them Nana Incense. Because she'd smoke like the first quarter of it,
And then just let
put
it
it
burn
down,
out.
and it would just have a coil up to the ceiling. And there was a perfect yellow
There was
spot in the
a
kitchen.
spot. Yep. Oh God. All right.
See, my family was normal, dude. We just smoked crack.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
For Christ's sake.
Gam Gam's incense.
Jesus. I hate it here. I hate it here even more.
Jesus.
Couldn't keep a goddamn spoon in that house to save our lives, dude.
They were all bent. Why is every spoon bent? You guys really like?
Why are they all bent and burnt?
Do you guys have like a really hard ice cream? Like you just keep bending all your spoons?
No, this just make single serve cookies.
Let's usually make those in a mug. No, we like little ones.
Oh,
All
my
right,
God.
fucking B4B is off. We're so
Yeah.
done. Just go donate. Go to revivalmotoring.com/B4B. And if you do donate either on PayPal or that, tell them we sent you. That way they have to acknowledge us because it's fun.
Yes.
You can leave us reviews. We don't have any new ones. We haven't had one in a while. So if you haven't left an Apple review because they're fun to read, go fucking leave one because
Yeah, do it.
give me something else to do and get interrupted on. Spotify, you can leave 5-star reviews. And yeah, sure, go. Whatever. We're done.
Boom. All right.
Yeah, this segment's over.
Yeah, I'm
Callbacks.
so done.
Gateway earned 2.459 million viewers last week, which is up 14% from Gateway last year.
Why are you so sweaty?
I'm watching Cops.
It's a clammy. It felt clammy to me.
Cops isn't on until 4:30. Up 14%.
That's really good.
That's
Yo, that's Brad
very
Perez's
strong.
number.
Big ups. Cowboy hat. So yeah, great news. We'll take that.
Was there any Kyle Race Day challenge? We got sidetracked like 17 times. I'm sure Joe donated $1.
Yeah, Joe, as always. I will check with Josh because he did not update me.
I don't know if Joe did. I think he posted in Discord that he forgot.
Oh, no, I thought that was last week.
Yeah, perhaps. Someone offered double if they could do it late. I forgot about that.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, okay. Very loose today.
You think?
Yeah,
I don't know why.
It's nice out. We had some fun, and we're just off the rails. But anyway, all right, we'll call back to our race picks as we always do. Last week, going into Sonoma, I chose Mr. Michael McDowell.
Disqualified.
Dan chose Mr. Christopher Bell, and Norm chose Mr. Cam Waters.
The waters rose. Then they quickly retreated back
What
to the
happened
ocean.
to him?
And then
Was
a tsunami came and
Was he
wiped
out?
out the entire
Was it
race.
electrical
In that
fire?
Big wreck?
Oh, no, that was...
He got damage in that
shit
Josh
show.
Berry Shenanigans games
Yeah.
into the turn 11.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they got knocked out eventually.
That's what I was wondering because I thought he made it through that like relatively unscathed, and I was kind
They
of
had to pit. They pitted like 3 times and eventually pulled it behind the garage.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember exactly what the cause was.
Yeah.
Yep, not a great day. But McDowell finishing second gives me the point for Sonoma, bringing our totals to 12. 3 for Dan and 9 for Norm.
I hate it here.
So, with Norm finishing last, Norm gets to choose for Iowa first.
Yo, team up?
No. I don't want to drag you down with me.
Well, you team up what? To take me
We
down?
rub our sticks together and combine our
Wait,
scores.
Is this docking?
You guys can combine your scores and time me, yeah. Anyway, Norm, who you got for Iowa? Pickings are getting slim. So this is the fun part, I think, of the season.
I got to hide my
gonna get
phone
ugly.
here.
Bro, I've just been
I
throwing
was
shit
chilling
at
in
the
my
wall for
truck
weeks.
today at lunch, and I proceeded to pick my picks for the rest of the regular season. So for Iowa, since it is our first time going to this track, I'm picking none other than Joseph Logano.
Smart.
That's
He seems to do really well at the first time.
Also,
things.
Iowa probably can't pass, so hopefully he gets the pole and doesn't fuck himself this week.
Logano is officially off the table as we have all chosen Logano.
I'm shocked I still had him
I am too.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
You still got Harrison Burton, though.
I had KFB for Iowa,
I'm about to start picking Harrison Burton at this
and
point.
I scrolled up and I was like, no way, I haven't fucking picked Logano yet.
Wait,
Yeah, I
so
had
if,
him.
I wonder if I pick Harrison Burton, if it'll be like trying to put the opposite end of two magnets together. And
It might. Give it a shot.
No.
All right, I already put 21 down for Dan. Kyle, what's your
Nope.
pick?
Nope. Just Justin Haley. I'm just gonna say names at this point.
Justin Haley. Okay, we are going for
I just don't care anymore.
51. You have chosen the 51.
You have chosen poorly.
All right. Iowa 3/4 mile. It's gonna be a bottom feeder because they paved it like a bunch of idiots. Give me Ross Chastain.
And the average Joe has finished himself.
Yeah.
Somebody acknowledge Ross.
Ross Chastain.
Ross was probably top 3 drivers I was willing to pick for this race.
Yeah.
Did I pick? I don't.
He's a good pick.
Has Dan picked Ross yet?
You have not.
I have
Dan.
not.
N-
Shit. I
none
haven't
of us
picked- I
have.
haven't picked either of the Trackhouse cars. Shit.
Wow, this is the first time any of us have picked Chastain. Interesting.
Did you have Suarez? Neither of us have a. No one's picked Suarez either.
I have him.
Dude, you know what I'm
still.
really shocked about? No one's picked Zane Smith.
I might next week. Because why not?
You
Because
should.
Why not?
Maybe that'll work the opposite, like you said with the magnets.
Hey,
I'm
we still
telling
have a
Maybe he'll
Daytona-
finish.
We still have a Daytona race.
True.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Oh.
All right.
Oh yeah, that is in the regular.
So
season.
going into Iowa, the unknown. I'm choosing.
Choosing.
Yeah, Ross Chastain. Dan chose Justin Haley, and Norm chose Joey Logano. Lock them in. See how it goes. All right.
Hate it here.
And I think this is my last big name driver I can pick this year.
No, you got some.
I'm saving Larson, and that's about it.
You got Kyle Busch.
You said
I
big
said
name.
big name drivers.
You got Chase Elliott.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yes,
do.
I do. I realized that today as well.
Yeah, you got Chase.
Where am I putting him?
Briscoe.
None of you guys have both picked Chase already, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'm locking Chase in for Richmond.
I still got Bubba and Byron, too.
Ooh. See, there was one race.
Hmm.
What race was it? Michigan. Michigan was a tough pick.
Yeah.
That's one that I sat on that one for a while, and I was like, I really wish I still had a Toyota.
I still have Byron too. Shit.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. All right. Now we get into everyone's least favorite part of callback segment. And we get to Norm's Scheme of the Week.
14.
Okay.
What was the 14? Oh yeah, that was
The 14 was really sharp. This scheme, the 4 scheme came back and it actually made more than 2 laps, which is cool.
Yeah, and it wrecked more than 2 cars.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, last time that scheme was on track, it made like 3 laps and then it wrecked.
Yep.
That was the rain year in Coda.
That was a different scheme.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
That was the Bush Million scheme.
I thought
wasn't
they
it, with all
ran the
money
gold
all over
mobile
it?
car already this year.
Yeah, he's run the gold one.
Yeah.
Oh, all
Barry,
right.
if not, Kevin ran a solid gold one.
I thought that was the one at Coda that he wrecked. No, I think
That was Gen 6. And that was the Bush Million scheme.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
This
So you're going
scheme-
straight for the 14?
Yep, I'm glad they chose the driver's side because this looks way better than the
Yeah, the
passenger
passenger side look. After you pointed that out, I can't unsee it.
That's a problem I run into with these schemes like yours, for example. Your numbers only look good skewed to the right,
Yeah.
so it always looks better on the driver's side than it does the passenger side.
Yeah.
The 5, also hot, but it's not the best Valvoline scheme he's done.
The 5 Valvoline.
I like it.
I think it's super
I
sharp.
think it's better than Byron's.
I will get like Norm, and I don't like how the
triple step?
the step up
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
rocker.
Yeah,
there.
and then the number cuts into it poorly.
Yeah, that's
and
weird.
yeah, and the spacing at the bottom
Yeah,
versus
if there
where
was
it reaches
another
a 5. It's
picture,
weird.
there's just a random triangle in front of the number because they had the white wheel arch, and then the white came around the number, and there's just like a random triangle.
Yeah, I don't like the white wheel arch in the front and
They
not
do that.
in the back.
That's a Blackbeard thing. I mean, they started doing that a couple years ago with the scanning. Everyone started putting black around the wheel arches and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
And Blackbeard just, for whatever reason, puts it on all the schemes. Like if you go to the 24, which is also a Blackbeard scheme, it has it around the front wheels.
I actually dug Chastain's car, the Kubota car.
Yeah, it's
I
okay.
liked Chase
The
car.
Chase
Chases
scheme is
was
growing on me.
sweet.
That was sick.
Gold filters. What other one were we just talking about?
24.
24. I don't care what you say.
Gold
The
wheel.
15 was hot.
Yep.
The N29. I know it gives
I
you.
hate that logo.
I know it gives you PTSD, but
Wait, the 20 was the Ream car this week?
Yes.
yeah,
Was it ever on TV?
when it got reamed by the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one that caught. He's the one that caught Barry.
Yeah.
I don't remember that scheme at all.
Leroy Jenkins.
That's honestly one of the better.
I love
looking
that
Penske
Auto Trader
schemes.
scheme.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I feel like it's the furthest
I
away
like
from the
that
Penske
blue.
mold.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
23, picked that already this year. Good scheme.
Yep.
But you see how it cuts the spikes off?
Yep. Yep.
Because it goes around the wheel arch. Same with the
Yep.
rear. It's
Right.
just a Blackbeard thing he keeps doing that I don't love.
Dan, what was your favorite?
33 was hot.
33 looked really good.
38's hot.
Keep going. I don't know. I don't remember who.
Hideous.
Yeah.
Great picture though.
Tylenol.
Cal Naughton
It's Cal
Jr.
Naughton Jr.
Yep.
He's back, dude.
You got a favorite, Dan?
I don't know.
It's the 54.
Keep going. Yeah, that's right.
We're at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a couple decent ones. I do like the 22. I liked Larson's. God, that does look Cal Naughton Jr.'s car. God damn it.
It is, yeah. Well, good news. He gets us. Gets us wrecked.
Yeah,
He's about to get him.
He gets the whole field wrecked after he
Throws a
stands
temper
on the
tantrum?
throttle.
33. I like the 33.
Was
a
there no
lot.
60? The 60 looks good. I like
Yeah.
that.
The 60,
There
we
was
just saw
just
it.
like a lot of different stuff on the 60.
The 60 had too much going on.
Yeah, there was like too
Was
many
it
sponsors
here?
trying to sponsor.
Oh,
the
there it
car.
is. Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on there.
I did like the flags, though. I thought that was pretty
Yeah, the
cool, but
flags.
there's too busy.
The racing stripes look cool on the
Yeah.
new Ford. The scheme's not bad. It's just like there's just so much.
Wait, is
Yeah.
is the bottom? So zoom in on the side skirt. Is the top of the side skirt all the flags?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's New Zealand,
Yeah.
America, New Zealand, America. Oh, it's New Zealand, Australia, and America.
Yes.
That's British flag, by the way.
I don't know, dude. All these countries look the same to me, dude. They're not America, so they don't count. Is what I'm saying. You're just fighting for second place. at
I'm
this
going
point.
with the 23.
I like that
I
Columbia
picked
car.
this the Clash when you
Yeah.
ran the Clash.
Yep, that's
I
a
love
sharp
that
car.
scheme.
For me, that's it. I know this is Norm's scheme of the week, but we're throwing in some of our favorites here and
Yes.
there once in a while. Why
Yes.
not? All right. Cool. All right. That does it for the old scheme of the week. So we're going with the 14. What was that? Ford School Performance
Ford
School?
Performance.
It had like every sponsor that SHR
Yeah, it was the
has on it.
some Performance School.
That's
Performance
what it
Driving
was,
School.
Yeah.
He could have used that in turn 3.
yeah, it's fair enough. All right, cool. And now we'll get into our Some Things Not segment of the show, in which we call Off Track. Dan, what do you got for the folks?
Boy, Corey, perfectly timed 1 minute ago, made a meme of you, the face you make when Dan starts talking about golf. Guess what I did this weekend? No.
Played golf.
I did twice, actually. Not a whole lot, actually. Just chilled out. Weather was kind of touch and go like all week last week. It looked like it was going to be a washout, and then it barely rained all week. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Had to deal with, we've bitched about it on here before, and I'm going to bitch about it again, the old Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, yeah.
I found probably one of the worst things to sell on Facebook Marketplace, and that is Chevy Silverado wheels.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought you meant an already used urn.
Yeah.
Nope. No, dude, the messages I got, because I had the 22s off my other truck, my blue one.
It's pronounced deuce deuces, Dan.
Shut up. Just shut up, please.
Deuce deuce.
I hate it here. But yeah, between the people offering half of what I had them listed for, my favorite was the three-ish high school kids I got trying to offer me their stock like 18s, but they have brand new tires on them, and I just wanted to respond, do your parents know that you're trying to trade the tires they just bought for you? Like, this is the high school kid that wants cool wheels but can't afford them, so he's just offering. But they have brand new tires on them. Cool, I don't want them.
Yeah. The whole point of me selling this is because I don't want more crap.
Yeah. The other favorite of mine was the kid that tried to offer me. There were some aftermarket. They were like 12 wides. They were like 22. They were maybe 20 by 12s. They were like all black. They weren't a bad wheel, but I'm like, I'm not trading. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. The next day, I get a message. They were probably like mid-20s. I get a message from be honest here, cute little blonde chick with the same pictures. Would you trade for these? Do a little research. It was homeboy's girlfriend. Like, what do you think I'm going to trade him?
Hey, I fell for that.
You think I'm going to trade him to her because I didn't want to trade him to you? Nice try.
Well,
nice try, Chief.
They know you're friends with Norm, so yeah.
Yeah.
I would just put in the ad, sold the truck, no trades.
I was going to do that, but I was having fun for a minute, and then it got annoying. So, but it ended up working out. The guy I ended up selling them to, first message was made an offer. I'll come get him today. Okay, cool. I'll meet you here at this time. We met at Market Basket. He backed his truck up, looked at one wheel. We loaded him in the truck. He gave me money. We shook hands. It was a 5-minute interaction.
Hell yeah.
It was the greatest.
Those are the best.
See you later.
When I sold the radio for the old Tacoma, the big nice Stinger one that I got, it was sitting up there for months. And then kid just messaged me. He's like, I'll give you, I think it was like $200 less than I was asking.
That's
I'll give you that, and I can come get it today.
Yeah.
I was like, sick. Where you come from? And it was like basically the Cape. I was like, I'll meet you in the middle. I'll meet you. I think it was I forget the grocery store, whatever. I met him halfway in the middle. Same exact thing. Looked at it for 2 seconds, handed me the cash.
Yeah.
We shot the shit for a couple minutes. Boom, gone.
Barely shot the shit with this guy. Like, we shot the shit as we were putting the wheels in his truck.
Well, we pulled up in two Tacomas, so like naturally you had to.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Whose
Between
truck
that,
did you fucking?
between that,
The parking lot, right?
and now-
in between.
You just opened all the doors and just banged in between the doors.
Jesus Christ. Oh, this YouTube stream's getting taken the fuck down. I can tell you that much.
Canceled.
So now I have a little garage clean out. I also put the side steps up that I have, my crew cab side steps, which I realized there's 40 of them on Facebook Marketplace. So I'm
How much
just
are they going for?
like 150 bucks.
Not worth my effort.
Yeah, I put them up for 150 bucks, and that's what they all are. And I'm just hoping that someone within like is looking at another set and is like, hey, those ones are closer. So I'll just go by. But I had some woman
Proximity.
say, can you take more pictures of them? I'm like, they're fucking side steps. Like,
I'm
what do you
just
want me to do?
trying to like wait until like one of my friends like jumps into a rock with their truck and
Yeah.
bends theirs. I'm like, I got a set for sale
Yeah,
because I'm not going through the effort of selling side steps.
yeah, it's a pain.
Yeah.
It's just truck parts are the people that respond.
Oh, yeah.
So bad, but whatever, they're gone. I'm happy. That made me. I forgot how much room there is in the garage when those are gone.
Yeah.
They take up so much space.
They were 22s.
They big.
They had 33s on them. So like I rolled them out of the garage and walked back in. I was like, holy crap, that whole corner just opened up.
Yes,
Steph, we can get another cabrio.
Yeah, that
the only
whole corner
problem
just
is you
freed
can actually lose now.
Yes, I can because the 22s are gone.
Yeah.
My only
You can't lose with 22s now that
biggest-
you don't have 22s.
Oh, thank God.
biggest wheels are 20s now in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Got 20s on the truck, 17s on the Cabrio and the Tiguan.
What's the Impala got on it?
Huh?
20-inch blades?
On an Impala.
There you go. You got it now.
Late tonight.
I thought Dan finally bought one of the Impala SSs I've been sending him
Yeah.
because I've sent him about 15 of them.
Yeah, that's a thing.
What year?
The 96s.
The good one?
No, some of the newer ones like
oh,
the 06s
the front wheel drive LSs.
because I'm like, Dan, put it in the Saturn.
Yeah, someone did that once. It
Dan,
ran
put it
for
in
like
the
5
Saturn.
minutes. Yeah, and then this weekend we kind of not that me and Steph don't splurge very often.
Mm-hmm.
It's the joke.
Mm-hmm.
There's
I was waiting to see where you go with this so I can call you
there's
out.
a course we've been wanting to play, but it's like one of the nicer ones in the state, Atkinson Country Club. Big it's like a resort.
Well,
They have,
you're
like-
country club people now.
Did you have to like hide the mullet on your way in?
No, well,
He just folds it up like George Washington.
Yeah.
just a pompadour.
no, it's a public course, but they call it like a resort. Like you can stay there. They have like weddings and shit there all the time. Really, like the restaurant was wicked good, but yeah, played there. It was actually beautiful. Like it felt like we were playing one of the nice like Florida places or something like that. It was super nice compared to the places we normally play.
And how far of a drive is it?
It's in Atkinson.
I don't know where that is.
It's over by Salem. Like it's off exit 3.
Distance
okay,
from
yeah.
you.
It was like half hour.
Yeah,
Oh,
40
yeah.
minutes of that, yeah.
Yeah, so that was one we've wanted to do, and then we found out that it gets really like it's affordable after like 2 o'clock. So we're like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Nice.
And
Play 18
then-
or 9?
18. And it was a good thing we played with someone who has played there before, because it's one of those places that the overhead satellite picture on my phone doesn't do anything justice. Like, oh, I didn't see that cliff at the end of the fairway. Cool.
Nice.
Like, that's awesome. And then yesterday, Sunday, supposed to be a washout all day, but then we looked at the weather and it was supposed to be, it was like someone just turned the sink off. It was pouring at 1:30, and then I look out at 2 and it's sunny. And I'm like, okay. But we had planned, once we saw the forecast, she's wanted to go out and play golf with her uncle and her cousin for like 3 years, and it's never, one of them's a firefighter.
Never lined up.
Yeah, well, that whole side of the family was all firefighters and first responders, so their schedules were always all fucked up. Her uncle's been retired for a couple years, but he's wicked busy. He does like construction stuff and shit like that. So her cousin actually messaged her on Saturday night and was like, hey, we should go play tomorrow. And we were like, fuck yeah. So we weren't going to go out. But it was so fun to finally get to play with the two of them. You know, normally it's just us, so going out with like family was actually a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We found out that they're getting married. The wedding that I have to miss your shower or your Jack and Jill for is at a golf course, and they're planning on doing that. But they were telling us yesterday, they're like, we have like 40 people that want to play. We're thinking about just like renting the whole place and doing like a tournament because we have so many people.
That would actually be sick.
I saw really the other day someone did that for their shower. They had like a golf tournament for their wedding shower. I was like, yo, that looks awesome.
It's like trophy ceremony,
Yeah.
like after the father-daughter dance. It's like, all right.
Yeah, so yeah, that'll be cool. But it was really fun yesterday. That's why I was up until midnight last night watching the race, because we didn't get home. Like, we played till like 6:30, 7, and then they have a really good restaurant. It was at a Crotchet Mountain Golf Club.
Okay.
And they have a really good restaurant there. So we're like, yeah, fuck it, we'll grab some food. It took a while. We didn't get home until like 9:30, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta watch the race still. And then I was like, oh, it's a road course. I'll be able to blow right through it. Wrong. Every caution that came out, I'm like, come on, I want to go to bed.
What is happening?
I want to go to bed. So yeah, I was up till, I think I finally shut the TV off. It was like 12:30 last night. I was like, God damn it. So
Yeah, I texted you guys because I don't have access to the Instagram at like lap 3. I was like, race picks. And no one responded. I was like, they're both somewhere.
Yeah,
I thought well, the funny thing is when you said that, I thought you meant I hadn't posted them. And I was like, oh, shit.
That's what I meant.
No, that's what he meant.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like
And
you
they
were asking us to send it to you in the chat.
No, I meant like
Post them on
Post
Instagram.
them on
Yeah,
Instagram.
okay. Okay. Never mind.
I was-
so
Which
that's
they
exactly
made it
what
up
I
there
did.
by stage 3.
I did it when I saw your text.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was
I saw
Like
your,
45 minutes
hour
later.
and a half after
I saw
texted
your
it.
Oh,
text.
it failed to upload. Like right after you said it, I went right to Instagram and it failed.
I
It
saw
wasn't a
your
family
message
thing,
right
though.
after you sent it, but I was trying to be like radio silent on the phone because I was going to watch the race later. And we've talked about it. I can't look at anything on my phone because if I made the mistake last night of opening, when I started watching the race, the end of the Celtics game was on, and you can like follow along with the game on YouTube. Like NBA has it's not the game, but it's like the score, and it's live.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll just do that and watch the race. And I opened YouTube, and there was a bunch of NASCAR shit. I was like, no. It was blindly typed in Celtics like on the search bar, so I didn't see anything. I can't see anything. Like, if I open Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anything, like,
Yeah.
it's gonna get spoiled. So I'm like, I can't.
You ever made the mistake of your radio silent and you finally get home, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go watch the race, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna hit the bathroom real quick and then turn the race on, and then you open your phone, like, no.
The worst one was when Bubba there's a mosquito in here or something. The worst was when Bubba won Kansas.
Yeah.
His last win. I was same thing where I was like, I'm trying to be radio silent. I get an alert on my phone and I look and it's Bubba Wallace is live, and I look at the time and I'm like, wait a second, why else would he be going live?
Come on.
And I just put my phone down. I was like, nope, maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something else. Then he won the race. I was like, God damn it. It's like I got spoiled.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What do you got, Normie?
Friday night, went out, played some polka.
Oh,
Won
What was
me
her name?
Like $50.
I didn't know you played an instrument.
What's your polka outfit look like?
It's a musical genre as well.
Oh.
Yeah, the instrument that fell flat.
Yeah.
I knew what you were trying to do.
Much like
but
me, if I was trying to play an instrument, it fell flat.
I'll give it to myself.
Good job.
All right. Try to recover from that one.
There's no recovering.
I played cards
Yeah.
on Friday night.
Cards with Barbara and some Misty Menthols.
Oh, there was some menthol smoke.
Virginia
that
Slims.
night.
L&M's.
Won like $40, $50, almost $60, I think.
How much did you put in?
20.
Not bad.
It's everyone puts in 20.
Up is up, right?
You're not going to make a bunch of money, but I play the long game and I lose a shit ton up front. and then I make it all back in the back half, dude.
Oh, you hustling them.
And then it got to the end where it's just like me, my dad's friend Bobby, and his son Adam, or not Adam, freaking Tyler. And we all were just like throwing money at each other.
Adam to Tyler. How'd you miss that?
He has 2 sons.
Oh.
And I don't know why I thought of Adam because I haven't seen that kid since I was like 10 years old. But Tyler was there. So yeah, we were just like throwing like $2 bets at everything at the end. So it was like my winnings quickly dwindled. But Saturday I went out. Went out to the old Polaris store, picked up some parts, pulled the 4-wheeler out, and started doing some maintenance on that, preseason stuff, get ready to go out and get muddy, which I was planning on doing Sunday, but the rain lasted longer than I anticipated. Yeah, so did oil change, air filter, cleaned it up, greased it, put air in the tires.
Take it for a rip at all?
Charged batteries, just around the yard and stuff.
Nice.
Go off for a rip.
We have a little bit of woods behind our house, so I can go ditch around for like 4 seconds.
Took a little rip, tater chip.
Oh, yeah. Just make sure it still ran, you know?
Take
Just had to make sure she still runs.
What kind do you have again?
It's a Polaris Scrambler
Polaris
XP
Scrambler.
1000.
Scrambled like Kyle's brains.
Yeah,
It's a
that's right.
1000 because I ain't no bitch.
Wow, you're
Wow.
huge.
Should see me in Japan. And then Sunday.
Somebody clip that. You could do it on YouTube. Somebody clip that.
Sunday, I was hoping the forecast was kind of fuzzy. Like Dan obviously said, it rained on Sunday, but it kind of looked like to me like it was only going to rain for like a little bit. Ended up raining for most of the day, so I went out, did some groceries for lunch for the week, and then I just plopped down and watched some NASCAR, brother.
Nice.
Yeah,
Watched
yesterday,
Solid.
NASCAR, brother.
yesterday afternoon, I don't know how it was down here, but like it was miserable yesterday morning. We were putzing around the house, doing some shit around the house, and it was like 50 degrees and pouring and
Yeah.
gray and
Yeah.
dark. And I was like, we're supposed to go play golf later. Like, this better clear up fast. And then by, like I said, it was like 2:30, 3 o'clock. It was sunny, 70 degrees. We did have like a little flash rain shower. We had, the course we played had a bunch of, there's some like between holes, you got to go like into the trees. And we finished a hole. We could see the rain coming. It was like Florida. We all just,
Florida.
We were in carts because that's one of the courses we don't walk. We like hot lapped into the woods and just like slid to a stop. Like my uncle-in-law like parked theirs in a tree. Like he's in the woods. He's like, this will be safe. And it just starts fucking monsooning on us. And it was like, we're like, the trees aren't working. Like it was so
You're
bad.
only making it worse.
Yeah. Oh, it was actually funny, but it was like, why are we wet now? This sucks.
Yeah, it'll happen to you.
Yeah.
I've been caught a few times on the golf course.
Oh yeah.
What did I do? I got a new truck.
Yeah. Big baller over here.
Yeah. I've been talking about it for a little while now, and frankly, it's probably what I should have bought
Well,
the second round.
I was
but
thinking about this the other day before we did the show last week, before Norm got here. We were sitting outside talking about like new cars and shit, and then like 7 days later, you have a new car, and I was like, did I like spark something in Kyle? Like,
No, it's
talking
been-
about Toyotas and shit.
it's been a thing that I've been thinking about for a while. So,
Well, the whole reason you got the Tacoma after the first Tacoma was because you were worried about your parking garage at your last job,
yeah,
and now you don't have that worry anymore. So
I kind of do, but I don't often have to drive to the city.
you train in, right?
Take the train most of
Yeah.
the time. Like if I have meetings or whatever in the morning, and then I'm going to go in the afternoon, sometimes I'll just drive in, but whatever. I'll just drive to the train station, park, and take the train in.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It saves me parking anyway from having to write it off. It's a big pain. But anyway,
Yeah.
so traded the Tacoma in and got myself my very first brand new car, actually.
I thought the tan one was new. Was that used? Oh,
Nope, never had a brand
I
new
forgot
car.
the green one was.
I leased a daily Jetta back in the day, but that
Yeah.
doesn't count as buying yourself a brand new car.
My truck's my first. That was the first owner on my truck too. That was
This
the
one?
First, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, so traded in Tacoma, got myself a Tundra, got the 24 Limited.
She's pretty.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice truck.
Yeah. So the big things that I was concerned with, like the Tacoma one gets terrible gas mileage. It is the absolute worst.
That's the problem with Tacomas. If you get, it's the 6-cylinder, so it's like you have the towing capacity of a 4-cylinder with the fuel mileage of an 8-cylinder.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like the worst of everything.
The Tacoma did fine. Like it pulled the Harlequin a handful of times, and it did just fine. It didn't do well, but it did fine. It's survived. But getting like 18 miles a gallon on average in that thing was ridiculous for its size. So one, it's the towing capacity when I want to pull the Harlequin around. Two, the sheer size of inside when we go on the long road trips with me, the wife, the dog, and all of our crap and the car stuff, whatever. It gets tight in the Tacoma pretty quick. And the Tundra gets 4 miles a gallon more than the Tacoma, which is ridiculous. So kind of a lot of things contributed to that decision, so went and test drove it on Friday. It was a limited, loaded up minus the sunroof, so the dealership wasn't having the best time getting rid of the one without the sunroof because everyone buys the fancy one and they think they need to have the sunroof. So I was like, I'll take a better deal on one without the sunroof because I don't care.
My GMC that I had a sunroof, and I always forgot that it had a sunroof. I never used it.
Yeah.
So when we got the new truck, Steph was like, "Oh, it doesn't have a sunroof." I'm like, "Don't care." Like literally don't care.
Like I had it in the Tacoma. I had the just a regular sunroof. It wasn't like the fancy big panorama one or whatever. But like I used it fairly frequently. But when Steph was in the car, she hated it.
Yeah.
So most of the time we're together anyway. So like I didn't use it that often aside from coming down here. So like whatever, I can go without it. Now I have the whole rear window that rolls down. That's
so sick.
way better.
Even the GTI like has a sunroof. I'd never open it. If anything, I just do the vent.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a big open all the way because just the wind noise is.
I just like the
much.
glass.
Yeah. But I don't have
the
full,
lighting. The light's nice.
Yeah.
I don't have the full window down, but I will say like having that sliding back window for airflow is so nice. Like crack the front windows, open that, and it's like it's so nice.
The perfect dude.
Just
when the
it being-
whole rear window is down,
yeah.
it's nuts.
Like my Tundra had the little slider in the back, but it was manual.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like you'd have to like reach back there to open it. Like I never fucking opened that thing. But like my Silverado has 4 windows that go down and the rear window. So every once in a while it's like Suicide Boys up to like infinity and just every window in the truck down.
You know what the back window is on my truck? That's the dog fart evacuation.
Yeah.
Frankie's pretty lethal sometimes. I'll crack my window, crack that window, gone, clear air. You're breathing again.
Yeah. So that was Friday. Went and test drove it Friday morning. A friend of mine works at the dealership. Got a solid deal.
Yeah, Kyle
I'm happy
texted us
with
on
it.
Friday. Talk me out of this. And me and Norma like we tried to talk you into it when you got the last Tacoma
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. So you guys were no help.
No, we weren't.
But my payment's like $12 different
That's
from where I was because Toyota's got like the fancy financing going on.
Yep.
And I got like the government rebate for buying the hybrid
Well, that's the thing.
one.
We all fucked up when we bought our trucks because now prices are finally going down again. Like Dan and I both bought trucks last year when prices were.
I at least leased mine, so I don't think that's any better. But like, I think, that was.
That's a lease?
Yeah.
Really?
That's why he's freaking out about mileage.
I did it for the payment.
Well, not really freaking out, but he's aware of the mileage.
The payment on buying it was 4 figures, and I was like, I'm not doing that. And then we kind of did the fuzzy math, and it's like it's my second vehicle, which right now it's my only vehicle, but it's my second vehicle. I'm not going to drive it that much. And the buyout at the end was like, find me another 3-year-old truck with everything I want on it for, I think it's like 40.
Yeah.
With 30,000 miles on it in 2 years. It's not going to happen. So probably just end up buying it out at the end anyway.
Yeah, that's good. So that was Friday. Picked it up Friday night, which was awesome. Got more than I expected for the Tacoma because those things hold their value, which is sweet.
You could buy a Tacoma, put 400,000 miles on it, and hide a literal turd in the glove box.
Yeah, and still go in there like, so $38,000?
Yeah, they'd still give you more than you paid for it.
Yeah. They gave me like $2,000 less than I bought it for.
That's insane.
Awesome.
You rented it for $2,000 for 2 years.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So I'm happy with it. I mean, not cheap. Obviously, I extended the loan basically, but I'm happy with it.
No,
so
it's a beautiful truck. And
but
welcome to Big Truck Land.
Yeah, I'm finally a big boy now.
Yep.
I should see what they gave me on my truck for.
Who's a great big boy?
Who's a big boy?
I'm a big boy.
You want a belly rub?
Yes.
Go trade my truck in for a
so that was Friday.
Norm is so mad that he has he was like, oh, I'm jealous you guys with your 24s. I was like, bro, I got a 23. Calm down.
Yeah, you can't lose with 22s though.
I'd keep
got those.
I'd keep them.
All right. So then Saturday morning, I went down to Middleborough, went to the little Cars and Coffee that Mr. John Stairs helped put on.
That looked awesome.
It was great.
That looked really cool.
It was a really good turn. This flies me off.
Yeah.
Really good turnout. Good collection of random stuff. There was 3 Model Ts that showed up.
It seemed like a mixture of everything.
A pair of Skylines, bunch of old muscle cars. Obviously, I was there. Stairs was there, and the Mark II. Our friends Sarah and Steve brought the Mark I.
Yep.
Charlie Denny brought the right-hand drive FD Arc 7. Like, really good collection of stuff. And there was a sick coffee shop, like a half a block away.
Is it the one that he was? I just listened to Topics this morning, and there was one. He said there was a couple coffee shops around there, but there was only one that was like willing to be like, yeah, well, Cars and Coffee, yeah. And he's like, go to that one. It was I forget what it was called.
Yeah, it was like walk down the alley, and it was right there.
He said he walked down the alley. He said it was really good.
It was very good.
Really?
I was very happy with it.
If Middleborough wasn't such a haul, I was honestly thinking about it. I was like, that sounds like fun.
It was a great time.
But for you, it's not bad.
No, it was like 40 minutes or so. So obviously took the Harlequin down there, which is great to drive that thing around.
Yep.
Popped by our friend Sarah and Steve's after that. Went home, and then we had a super full weekend. Got home, put the car away, changed, and went basically straight to Topgolf.
Yes.
The wife's work friends were doing Topgolf things. So I went to Topgolf, the one on the way home here.
Canton. Yep.
First time I've been to that one, which is super nice.
It's cool. I just wish it was. I know it's New England; they can't do it. But I love the ones in Florida and in the warmer weathers that have like the actual targets are like holes in the ground.
Yeah.
I don't like that it's just like a painted circle.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You can't really have a big fucking hole in the ground with neon lights and shit where it snows.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah. So
I love it there. It's so much fun.
we had a blast doing that. So played that for a while. Then popped over to Norwood. Had a quick photo shoot with Matt from Beast Coast.
Oh, nice.
For some of the merch that they are dropping. So I got some shirts out of it, which is always fun.
Shirts are good.
And then what did I do? Went to Trillium in Canton after that.
Jesus, you had a busy ass fucking.
Yeah. Trillium was absolutely miserable because it was just loaded with white people and their kids running around like psychopaths, making a mess.
Yep.
Nothing pisses me off more than when people bring their kids somewhere and make a mess.
And don't control them.
Like, there was paper plates blowing around, cups. It was clearly like a little kid birthday party that they had at a brewery, which is ridiculous. And there's shards of pizza like all over the ground.
Yeah, this isn't a Chuck E. Cheese.
It was
like
gross.
It's one thing going to like a Chuck E. Cheese or like there's a place up by us used to be called Space Center. I don't even know what it's called now, but it's big arcade with laser tag and shit. You can't go there and complain about kids because it's meant for kids. But like, you're right, a brewery, like,
yeah.
I don't care if it's loud. I don't give a shit if it's busy. But like,
if there's servers that have to pick up after you, you're a jerk.
You're an asshole.
Yeah. If you go to a Discovery Zone or a Chuck E. Cheese and there's the kids' birthday room, they trash it. You hose the damn thing down. That's what it's kind of meant for.
What it's meant
but they were outside in the grass, like on the pad before the grass, and there's literally paper plates and cups and shit blowing into the woods and stuff. I'm like, you're gross.
People that don't. I'm not like anti-kid or anything. Kids are great. Kids are fine. But it's the people that just like don't control them in a public place like that.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
If I did any of that, my dad would have hugged me by my underwear on the fence.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
I would have gotten the pants down spank. That's bad. That's really fucking.
Oh yeah. I would have just got the eyeball.
Oh yeah, the eyeball was bad.
Yeah. All they have to do is give you the look like, I'm dead.
Mine was my mother. If she used Daniel,
I
was fucked. Like,
yeah.
So
mine was first middle.
You've never been to my dad's house, but so we're up on a hill. We had a porch. It's a ranch with a porch on it, and we would play in the neighborhood. It was like in front of my house.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be fucking quarter mile away, half mile away, and I'd hear my mom call me, and I'd ignore her, and then she'd call me again by my, just by Danny. That was by when I was a kid. If I heard Daniel walk, I was like, oh guys, I gotta go. I'm
dead. I'm dead.
I'm dead. I'm fucked.
Nice knowing you guys.
I should have gone the first 3 times she called me.
Mine was Kyle Richard.
Ooh.
It's first middle.
Actually, if I got middle, then that means there's no coming back from this.
Yeah, never going outside again.
Have you seen the Instagram reels where like it flashes the funeral card?
Yeah,
that was me.
Yeah.
Like, if I heard my middle name, funeral card.
Yeah,
mine. Funny enough, was also Daniel.
Your middle name's Daniel?
No, it's Daniel.
Norm.
Oh, you're the worst. All right. Any other bits? Should we get to it?
Let's just get to it. We've already lost all our listeners anyway.
Levi in the chat. Crewmax.
The news!
Crewmax is the full size, right? I don't know what they call
He's got all the back seat, no bed.
Norm is so mad about
No, that's just the best way to describe it because it's quad cab, crew cab, club cab, extra cab.
Kyle's
I don't even know.
Everyone calls it something different.
Kyle sends the picture of the truck to our group chat. I'm like, dude, that's sick. Norm's like, can't haul anything in that bed, bitch.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Well, tiny bed.
Yeah, good luck getting sheetrock, Kyle.
The first thing he says when he got here today, look how small that bed is. Yours is a foot bigger. You have the small bed too. You got a 6.5.
Yeah, I think that.
No, it's a twin XL.
Yours is a 6.5.
Bunk beds, dude.
Your bed's literally a foot bigger, and you're talking like you got a fucking F450 over here. Like,
I got shit, dude. I put 4-wheelers in that shit.
You could put a 4-wheeler in our beds. My coworker has my exact truck. He puts his 4-wheeler in the bed to bring it up to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
don't trust tailgates.
Norm's very concerned with me being able to haul drywall because I do that often.
That's literally what he said.
Yeah.
Can't put any drywall in that. And Kyle's like, I didn't know I was a drywaller.
Yeah. Fed's asking to hang sheetrock. All right, into the news. Not a ton of news. We'll actually talk about some NASCAR stuff now. Not a ton of news this week after last week's bombshell of a week, but some NASCAR news to touch on. The waiver for Kyle Larson was officially granted the next day.
Shocked.
So thankfully that conversation is over. But shockingly, all of the podcasts are still talking about it.
Yeah, everything I listened to today was they went off about it for 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And like the teardown, at least, like they were talking in the sense of like, we're glad we avoided all the, like they were talking about stuff that I didn't even think about. Like, if they didn't give him the waiver, what happens if he wins the regular season championship? Like,
yeah,
what happened? But what I'm saying is, they're at least like the shit they were saying. They're like, we're glad we avoided that. And I was like, I agree with you. Good call.
Yeah, that's got to be plenty of the reason why they made those decisions.
Agree.
They couldn't do what they did before and then not give it to him when he was doing more for motorsports, like Kyle Busch said, than anyone in the past decade.
They even brought up,
the right decision was made.
What was it? What did they say? Oh, wouldn't this, I mean, in theory, no matter who would have won the championship this year, you have to feel like it would have maybe an asterisk on it because, like, oh, Kyle Larson wasn't involved.
That's the result I wanted. Was Kyle Larson wins everything he would need to win the regular championship or the
drivers,
the actual championship drivers exactly. But because he doesn't have a waiver,
like
say Denny
Martin
Hamlin
Truex wins,
Hamlin wins the championship, but Larson technically won in every round, wins the owner's championship, and like wins Phoenix.
Think about you'd have all those graphics that are like it's just like now, like, oh, if this was still the Winston Cup championship, this is the point standings. It would be if Kyle Larson was eligible, he would have won the championship, and Denny would have had to live with that for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been great.
He
Shit.
wouldn't have cared. He still had the trophy.
Yeah, but it still would have been funny.
Yeah, it would have been hilarious.
I'm just happy they made the right choice.
I think
in the sense of the precedent. Like, you've given these things out like fucking candy on Halloween. You can't decide to, because you're mad at him for not coming to your show, you can't die on that hill. Get it?
Yeah.
Get it?
I've tried like 5 times. There's a fly haunting us, and
It's
it's just
just
landing on my beer can. Die. Anyway, all right. Other bits of NASCAR-related news. You hear this rumor of Dana White joining forces with NASCAR to put on an electric series?
So he apparently is a part of that Nitro. What is it? Nitro Rallycross or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck it's called. It's like an electric rallycross series. And he said on some podcast that he's like joining forces with NASCAR for some electric series. I don't know. I'm gonna chalk this one up with the fucking, what was it? The Mustang Mach-E that was supposed to run at the Clash that never ran at the Clash because it rained, and then we've never heard of it again.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I don't know what this means, but supposedly that's coming soon. So keep your eye out on that. Just putting it on the radar.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, cool.
I mean,
He's got money.
He's got a lot of money.
He's got plenty of money. He's a fantastic promoter. Say what you will about him, whether you like him or not. He's a wonderful promoter
he's kind
and
of a
knows
shitbag,
what
but-
he's doing.
Oh,
Did you guys, just because this is the only thing I've seen about Dana White ever, because I don't watch UFC, did you guys see the interview he did with that random podcaster? And she invited him thinking he was Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
And like all her questions were like about his podcast. And he's like, I've been on podcasts. I don't have a podcast. And he goes like halfway through, he's like, do you think I'm Joe Rogan? And she's like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes, but that was weird.
That was strange.
Yeah. Not who I would have expected, especially with the France family being so like close knit, keeping everything close
Don't
to the
let
chest.
anybody in. Yeah.
That's the last person I would have expected them to want to team up with, but
Blanca, why are you not angry?
We'll
Why
find
are you
out.
disappointed? 'Cause boys, I'm not angry. I'm disappointed.
I don't
Why?
know.
What'd you do?
I don't know what we did.
What's going on in the upside down?
I don't know. Toilet's flushing the wrong direction or something.
Yep.
All right.
Put another shrimp on the barbie.
It's a nice accent. Where are you from? Austria?
Austria?
All right, Front Row Motorsports in the news because Front Row Motorsports announced for probably the first time ever that they signed a multi-year deal.
My reaction to this is, how does Michael McDowell feel right now?
I know.
You've been dealing me single year deals for forever.
Single-year deals that come out in like November.
In November, and now you're going to announce a multi-year deal for Todd Gilliland in June?
Yeah.
Like, that, cool. Like, it took me leaving for you guys to fucking figure it out.
All right, now that he's gone.
Yeah, now that guy's gone, we can finally give out
Now that
multi-year
Jesus
deals.
left the building, we
Yeah.
could
Now
send,
that the-
send some real money
now that
around
the
there.
only guy that ever made us relevant's gone.
Yeah. Oh, Blocker, yes, we were I don't feel like Kyle ever got in trouble with his mom.
Me?
He said he was disappointed when you were in trouble with your mums.
Oh, that was even worse.
See, for me, for a long time, mom was the disciplinary. Dad would just kind of like, if dad had to get involved, that means I really fucked up.
Yeah, my mom was kind of just both. She was the fun parent and the disciplinary parent.
Same kind of, but
my dad was just kind of there.
If I fucked up enough that dad had to get involved, that was when it was bad. That was bueno.
That shit hit 11 already.
I'll never forget the little off track. I got in trouble at school one time. I think I got a detention or something stupid. My mom knew about it, and I was of the age that the Pinewood Derby was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "You're not doing that. That you're grounded from that because you got in whatever trouble it was." My dad gets home that night, and he's like, "Hey, let's work on the Pinewood Derby car." He didn't know, so I was too terrified to tell him. So we're working on the Pinewood Derby car, and my mom comes home and she's like, "What you doing?" my dad was like, "What?" Like when he found out, I felt she opens the door, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm
caught.
So fucked. I'm so fucked.
I'm caught."
Start fading behind your dad.
Oh, I was like,
it's your fault.
I could still. That had to have been 30 years ago, and I can bring you to the spot right now in my dad's house where we were sitting working on it when the front door swung open, and I was like, I've been caught.
So. Either way, congrats to Mr. Todd Gilliland for locking up a multi-year deal. I think it's a great deal.
I think he's been with that
like
team.
him.
Hasn't Gilliland been involved with that team since the beginning? Their truck team?
I thought I read that. Yeah. He did the KBM thing for a little while. That obviously didn't go well.
Yeah. But he's been with them in
Doesn't
some
his dad
form.
own a truck team?
I don't know.
Isn't David Gilliland his dad?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, because he's like a 14th generation racer, isn't he?
But
yeah, they've been around forever.
I think he's been with them for a long time, and they wanted to lock him up. And it's good to see him go from, last year he was getting kicked out of that car for, what was it, Zane?
Yeah, it was what, 6 races? 5 races?
6 races. They're like, hey, by the way, someone else is going to drive your car, and now he's getting multi-year deal. Like, that's awesome. I think that's great.
Yeah. And he does pretty well.
He does
and
really
he's just quietly been improving, too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you look back at the beginning of his kind of, top 3 series career, if you will, he was like the next best thing, and he was like super overhyped after winning like an ARCA race, like 15 or whatever he was.
Other than Cindric's win, I'd say he does the best out of his trifecta of terrible friends.
Yeah, but he has just slowly progressed and slowly gotten slightly better each year, and he's constantly showing improvement. Keeps his mouth shut, keeps his nose clean. Great pick for him. So I'm happy for him and happy for the team. I assume he's going to stay in the same car unless they move him over to the 34 or whatever, make him kind of the flagship.
Somebody posted this is what I want to happen. And seeing as front row's kind of just absorbing all of our SHR, somebody made a render of this is front row next year. And it was literally just Josh Berry in the 4 car. I was like, that's the best case scenario. They just take all of Stuart Haas's identity because they're already taking the building. They're taking at least 1 charter, I think 2.
Confirm they're taking the building?
I've heard all the rumors.
I keep hearing
I'm pretty
it,
sure Gene Haas said that he's leasing the building to them.
Yeah, I thought I read that too.
Because they came and toured the building a week before the announcement, and supposedly they're not buying the building, they're leasing the building from Gene Haas. Because Front Row has a gorgeous shop, but it was like a 90s Cup team shop, so it's way too small now.
Right.
But if you've ever seen their shop, fucking beautiful building, but it's, I'm sure, small.
Yeah.
So from the rumors, they're renting the shop or leasing the shop. They're buying at least 1 charter. They announced immediately they're buying a charter.
Right.
I think they're going to 4 cars. It doesn't make sense not to. If they're doing all of this.
Makes all of the sense not to if you can't.
Right. But with Ford and stuff like that, I feel like they're going to 4 cars.
Unless there's some type of loophole that it's if you're 4 cars now, if you buy it now before the charter deal is signed, you get the grandfather deal or whatever the case may be. But we'll see.
Yeah, that whole 3 charter thing is still
did you see the thing? Did I read that somewhere that basically they came out and the 4 team is we want to stay together. Wherever we go, we're all going. Yeah. Every one of us, we're all going.
That'd be sweet.
I thought I read something about that they would love to
Rodney said it.
Rodney,
he was pitching it as an entire team.
He was
or Junior said it or somebody close to Rodney.
I read it or heard it somewhere where they were wherever Josh goes, Rodney's going, and wherever Rodney goes, that whole fucking team's going.
Junior might have said it on his podcast.
Maybe.
I downloaded a couple of them so I could listen to them at work, and the Dale Jr. download. I mean, that podcast is taking a freaking cliff dive from what it used to be. But I think he was the one who said it that they're searching for their entire team to go somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
turnkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the download. On
I think it
his
was,
remote download or wherever he is right now.
I think it was. He did the interview with Mark Martin,
Which was sick, by the way.
which that needs to be 6 hours because
That was
Mark Martin, you just
incredible.
go, yeah. So camber, and then Mark Martin's like, all right, 45 minutes. Tells a story about how he did adjusted camber one time.
The fact that he can recall a race from
Dude,
1980 and
his
tell you
memory
what
is
springs he had in the
fucking
car.
Insane.
I was like, he's like, oh yeah, that one time at Richmond in 1980, we had a 450 in the left rear and we had 2 rounds of wedge. I'm like, bro, I can't remember what I did 3 days ago.
For a guy that did like 2,000 top 3 series races.
Yeah, it's insane.
He was going to the decimal point with weight distribution
that was
every
nuts.
year
That
car
was-
he ever raced.
That was cool.
62.5% on the left side was definitely the best car we had. We went to 64.3% one time.
Yeah.
But it just didn't handle the same. And I was just like, Junior asked you what color shoes you were wearing. And like Mark Martin's like, yeah, so we set up a car one time in 1972. Junior's like, I wanted to fucking talk about modern day Mark Martin.
It was sick.
And we didn't even get into the 80s with
Yeah.
the stories Mark was telling.
Which
It was
that's-
awesome. I love Mark Martin.
It's the same thing that happened the first time they had him on. They made it to like his debut in Cup, and then he's like, well, I was going to have you back on again. And then the second time they made it like 3 years.
Yeah, he's the best. I love him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens at the old front row and the rest of silly season. A lot
supposedly
of dominoes
Bob
to fall.
Yeah,
was
so
spewing. Bob, I feel like, is
I said this.
doing
like,
lines of blow and then doing these tweet ups.
so we've
Because
had
every tweet up we get a different
2
story.
weeks in a row now, we've had listeners at Bob's tweet up.
Yep.
And every time, like, that listener will come into our Discord and be like, Bob just said this. And it's like, what, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The thing he said this week was Briscoe to the 19.
Yeah.
There's been all these
No.
rumors that Truex is leaving, that he's done, which he's been done for 3 fucking years. And then they throw money at him. He's like, I guess I'll stay again.
Yeah.
This year feels different. I don't know why. He seems really just done. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. But I said, I guess I feel like I said the same thing last year.
Honestly, did you hear any of his radio from this weekend? I think he's trying to get kicked out.
Yeah. So that was a rumor that, like,
Dinger
they're-
doesn't sound very happy either.
Yeah.
Talking about guys that want to be done.
Yeah. But, like, it was Briscoe to the 19. What did he say at Kansas last week? There was another.
Kyle Busch to RFK.
Yes. Yeah.
He said that.
Kyle Busch to RFK?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I said that.
He said Kyle Busch to RFK in
But Kyle
26.
Busch is an ass.
That clip recently resurfaced, and I forgot. Not the clip of Brad saying it, Kyle's interview after the race. I think it was Bob or somebody was like, did you hear Brad Keselowski's comment before the race? Who? Oh, he drives the number 2 Miller Lite car. Yeah, I know I passed that car. No, I didn't hear what he said.
Well, this was during an Xfinity race.
Oh, was
Yeah, that's where their rivalry was.
Oh, yeah, but it was just so funny. Like, that was old Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
the old KFB interviews.
Yeah, so a lot of rumors getting
But
spewed
I'm
around. We'll see.
honestly at the point now where I think Bob goes to those tweet ups and is like, all right, let's see what kind of fire I can start this week.
Yeah.
Right, I feel like that's literally like, all right, let me just see what rumor I spread gets like the most traction on Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah, could be.
so,
Couple other quick bits. Tricon Garage in the news because Butterbean will be back in the Tricon truck for Nashville and Kansas.
I was
Everybody liked
surprised that he's doing an intermediate, and I'm intrigued to see how he does on a big track.
Yeah.
I thought it would be all short tracks, so I'm kind of hyped to see him on a big track.
Yeah, Kansas.
Yep, that's going to be
And
really
dip his
cool.
toes in the water.
Yep, I mean, he did great in that truck. It was Martinsville.
Yeah.
He did awesome in that race, so I'm really excited he's getting another chance. I don't know if you guys listened when he was on DBC a couple weeks ago. He's an awesome dude. Like, he was so cool to listen to, very relatable.
Yeah.
Like, super nice kid. So I'm really excited
Happy to be
for
there
him.
kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Last bit that I really had here was just Kyle Weatherman getting banged over the head with a $25,000 fine for running into Kyle Sieg after Portland on pit road.
Oopsie.
Can't do that.
Oopsie poopsie.
Not on the cool down, not on pit road. That'll get you in trouble.
Yeah.
So,
You can do burnouts in someone's back in rear
Yeah,
mirror, though.
you could definitely do that. Use them as a clipping point
Yep.
and drift around them for an entire lap while they're holding the middle finger out at you. That's okay.
yes.
All I saw in that was, remember in Tokyo Drift when they're drifting around the skyline and then she gives them their number? Like,
Yep.
that's what I saw.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like. That
He
was.
gave him a number.
It was number 1.
Number 1.
It's a couple more digits, bud.
Yep. But that's all I had for news. Not a whole lot going on this week. Anything else you guys wanted to add?
There really wasn't that much. I mean, we've
No.
had a couple bombshell-ish weeks the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
and
it's
now
nice to kind of have a
I
quiet
think
one.
That was one of the other things that came out of the tweet up. I do remember hearing, though, that Bob had basically said that he expect a Truex decision in like the next couple weeks.
I I was hearing rumors that it was going to be like the next couple days,
Oh, really?
like this week.
Oh, I heard like this week or next week.
Yeah, I heard a couple different places that this week is supposedly going to have some more bombshell news
I mean,
within the week.
it's gonna be crazy.
It's already crazy.
But like, it's already crazy, and we haven't even scratched the surface. Like,
we
there's
got the big domino,
and now
but
everything
it
else.
just shattered into 9,000 other dominoes.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If Truex retires now, that's going to be 3 cars that we know of, right off the bat, that need NAS.
Yeah,
2 front row cars and the 19 car.
Yep.
And then who knows? There's still 2 charters floating around out there doing nothing.
Well, I mean, realistically, there's 3.
There's 3. Sorry, there's 3.
Because front row confirmed, nothing else is confirmed.
Yes, you're right. Sorry, there's 3. Yep.
No one in a seat is confirmed. I mean, we have the strong rumors like Briscoe going to the 21, which makes all of the sense in the world.
Yeah.
But we don't know. It could take a hard left at any point.
Harrison Burton to the local Mooresville Domino's.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pizza.
I mean, he'll probably step down and get a ride.
He'll be his dad's personal assistant.
Yeah, he'll get a ride somewhere.
Yeah.
Doing
DoorDash.
something else. I mean, he didn't do poorly in the lower series. It might just be one of those situations. Like if he goes down to an Xfinity ride and gets like a mid-tier decent ride, it'd be fine.
I'm sure with his money, he can drop right back into JGR in the Xfinity Series.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. And he'd probably do just fine. So we'll see. I just want him out of the way. Anyway, anything else you guys want to add, or shall we head on out to wine country?
We're going to have a funeral for the Harrison Burton gifts in the race day chat if he gets knocked out of cup.
No, we won't. We'll keep using them.
Okay, perfect.
People don't forget.
These colors don't run.
Sonoma. We have the Zip Buy Now, Pay Later 250.
The Xfinity Series has some of the worst race names.
Yep. Zip Buy Now, Pay Later 250 might be the worst. I think that might be my least favorite so far.
No, the call before you dig.com 188. It was a phone number and a website in one.
Call 811 before you
okay
dig.com.
with that. This one just feels like it's just the ad.
When I saw the logo, I thought it was Zip Recruiter.
I did too.
And then I saw the whole name. I was like, oh, it's not even close.
No, I have no idea. So obviously only Xfinity and Cup this weekend. Trucks are off.
Joe, how dare you? We will use Chastain gifts if you want to play that game.
Oh, that's just rude. He's not having a good year. He had a good weekend, though, so shut up, Joe.
Zip it.
Zip it.
This didn't get punted by Chase Elliott. Oh, bitch. Sorry.
True. We lost all spots, so it's not that big of a deal.
Suck it, bitch.
All right. Zip Buy Now, Pay Later Xfinity race. Sonoma. Shane Van Gisbergen leading the field alongside Mr. Ty Gibbs. We also had Boris Said in the race.
Was he?
He was there.
Yeah, I mean, that wreck he had in practice was very
large.
He old AF.
For those that don't know who Boris Said is, Norm,
he's about the second coolest guy to ever have an afro. First being
Bob Ross.
I thought
you were talking to me. I'm like, huh?
No, you
Dr. J's up there, too.
Dr. J's up there. Yeah.
But yeah, Boris Said, world-renowned road course driver. He was like, he's the face of road course ringers.
Back in the day, in the 90s, when none of the Cup drivers knew how to take right-hand turns, it would be, what was it, Boris Said. Who was the other one?
I can't remember the freaking guy at DEI. Oh, the guy that always drove for DEI.
It was Boris Said and somebody else where, like, we'd go to Watkins Glen and they would kill everybody. Like, they wouldn't win, but they would be a threat to win.
Oh, this is going to kill me because I was trying to think of it earlier. And it's pretty much, if you talk to anybody like Joey Logano and older, there's like 3 different road course guys that taught every single Cup driver how to race a road course. Like Joey Logano brought it up during the Xfinity race. That Boris Said taught him how to race at road courses.
Ron Fellows.
Ron Fellows.
Dan Gurney.
Nah, that was the 70s and 80s. I'm talking like the 90s.
Oh.
Ron Fellows, he was always in the Chevy Corvettes, right?
Robbie Gordon.
Scott Pruitt.
But Ron Fellows, Boris Said, those are 2 up there.
Yes.
Those are like
Justin Marks.
Like back in the day, like
Jacques
they
Villeneuve.
would pull Steve Park out of the one car and put Ron Fellows in it.
Yeah.
Like they would pull Kenny Schrader out of the 40 car or whatever the heck he was driving at the time, and they'd put Boris Said in it. Like they were legitimate ringers that
you pull these short track guys out, like Josh Berry, that don't know how to turn right, and you put a ringer in that car.
Yeah.
But Boris said he was definitely the most
recognizable. One, because he's 6'7", pretty much. Giant afro. Always had a smile on his face. Coolest dude ever. He co-owns, before it was the GoPro Motorplex, whatever that originally was. It might have been GoPro. He co-owns all of those. No Fear Energy. He co-owns No Fear Energy, or did back when it was a thing. He's just like the GOAT. He did the semi-truck racing for a long time. Like those big rig road course trucks.
Yeah.
He did that. He's just like a legend in road courses, and he's 61 years old.
Yeah, he did Trans Am, V8 supercar, Le Mans, like so many random things.
Yeah,
he won Rolex at least once.
Yeah, and he, like I said, he was a driver coach for 90% of the field back in the day. So this was just kind of like we talked about all the time. Like the ringers back in the day never got a fair shake because the cars were so different, and there was such a disadvantage back then to drive a back marking car that now it's like ringers can show what they're worth. SVG, for example, because everyone's so even that ringers can now show themselves more. And I think that was the whole point behind this, was put Borisset in a good car and let him actually race a good car for a change, because he never got to do that in NASCAR.
Right.
Or the majority of his time in NASCAR. Unfortunately, he's 61 years old. Probably races 2-3 weekends a year opposed to what he used to do. So, he's rusty, but he's still Borisset. He's still literally the coolest guy in the garage. Everybody likes him except for Greg Biffle.
Yeah, so that's fair. That's true. That's true. So, yeah, it was nice to see him out there. Didn't have a great weekend, unfortunately, but nonetheless, nice to see him out there. Getting into the race itself, first stage was basically the SVG Ty Gibbs show.
Dude, they were out
pulled, 12 seconds
we were
on third place?
I was kind of half paying attention. Steph and I were at dinner, and I had it on my phone. And I'm sitting there watching, and I kind of hear the commentary saying they were glad that Ty Gibbs was in the race, because if it wasn't, it would just be SVG 12 seconds ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
It was SVG out to the lead, Ty Gibbs like a second and a half behind him. Give him credit, though.
He hung with him.
Ty Gibbs was running right there with him. Yeah. And it's funny, I was watching the race, and I'm watching the race. I'm watching these two kind of go at it. I'm like, oh, Ty Gibbs, he's not too far back. He's kind of reeling him in. He's getting close in a couple corners on the straights, whatever. He's definitely had more raw speed in that car. And then I look at the pylon. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, same.
Those two are gone.
Third place at one point was 11 and a half seconds.
Yeah.
Back, which is an eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ty and SVG were pretty much even because they swapped positions in stage 2.
Yeah.
And SVG just stayed half a second behind Ty the entire stage.
I think, Ty definitely had the better car.
Yeah.
SVG has the better talent.
Yep.
So it evened the playing field, and it was actually enjoyable to watch.
It's hard to argue Ty's talent. He is masterful in these Xfinity cars.
Oh, absolutely.
When he keeps his head on straight.
Yeah, which we'll get to.
We've seen him go up against Larson in the Xfinity cars.
Kid can drive.
Yeah.
Pretty much any ringer they've put in the Xfinity Series, AJ. We've seen him in pretty comparable cars to other people. I'd say Kyle Larson in the 17 versus Ty Gibbs in the 54 were pretty dead even quality-wise for cars. And Ty beat him at Portland? Or, no, that was Road America, I think. Their battle.
Yep.
But Ty's a wheel man. We've never doubted that.
No, not at all.
It's what goes on inside the helmet that we kind of fight with.
It's funny, we talk about this all the time. We're like, when Ty went up to the Cup Series, he shut his mouth. He's been doing a good job. The second he steps back into an Xfinity car,
it's like his brain shuts off.
He's like the Joey Logano with and without the helmet. It's just like, which helmet is Ty wearing? He puts on the other helmet. He's a jerk.
He's a tool.
He's just a little brat. And he put that on full display, which we'll talk about shortly. But SVG did stay out, did not flip the stage, did take the first
I was
stage.
Shocked. They're coming down to 2 to go, and you're expecting him to peel off, and you see Ty peel off, and he just continues through 11, and I'm like, that's not how this strategy's supposed to work.
Yeah, but he's got the win, so he's taking the point.
That's what I mean. I thought about it. I was like, he needs the playoff points.
Because they were the only people to flip it last week, and it bit them.
Yeah.
At Portland, they flipped the first stage and lost out on stage points, and no one else did.
And then ends up in a mess.
Right. So I understand why they did it.
Well, and now, like you said, they need.
And it's a good thing he did.
The playoff points is needed, and then even then, at the start of the second stage, he restarted 8th It's not even like he was buried in the field or anything.
Right.
Like, I think they played the radio on the broadcast, I think, if I remember correctly. And his crew chief was like, stay out. The worst we're going to start is like 8th. And they were like, oh, okay, cool. We'll just go this route. We'll get the points.
Stage 2 where there was confusion with the team.
Yeah.
We'll just keep breezing through. Not a whole lot to talk about stage 2, which we just kind of talked about. Anyway, Ty Gibbs takes the second stage. SVG comes in right behind him for that second stage.
Yeah, that was the one where you expected them to flip the stage because it set you up for stage 3.
Right.
And Ty, for whatever reason, like SVG, his crew chief said, we're doing whatever the 19's doing.
Yep.
Like, we're just paying attention to the 19. We're not paying attention to anything else because that's who you're racing. And Ty, for whatever reason, not racing for a championship, stayed out
I was
to
surprised.
win the second stage. It almost made no sense. Like, I get it. Like, that team's going for owner championship.
Yeah.
So, like, that's a playoff point, right? But it's, like, at the same time, it's like, you're here to win the race. You really don't give a shit what that car does.
Yeah.
So, for them not to flip stage 2 was weird.
And what's also weird for me is like yes, I understand that the 19 is like kind of their all-star car, if you will, ish, kind of, not really. It's like whoever kind of brings money and they get put in the car. That thing is so far out of the owner points right now. It's like, why? Why not flip it and go for the win?
Yeah, that was weird.
So I don't know. Whatever. We'll talk about it. But now we get into the final stage, and the early restart in the final stage. We got the big one.
So Ty Gibbs, when they pit the stage break, they had an issue in the pits.
Yeah.
I don't remember. They said it on the broadcast, I think. I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't know if they had to rejack it up and tighten a wheel.
Something. It was a slow stop.
They got put back to, I think, 24th. Meanwhile, SVG's in the top 5 after pitting. Or
Didn't
top
he get a
10.
penalty too?
They had something. He got put in the back.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the case was, but they had a slow stop, which inevitably put him in the back of the pack, which then puts him in the center of the big wreck you're about to talk about.
Yes. So paint the picture for them, Norm.
So pretty much you have a bunch of cars, and I believe it was turn 3, which is like kind of that like up over the crest of the hill.
The blind
it's
corner.
a right turn, and the cars get really light right there. I believe that's the turn. If not, it was before that.
No, it's 3.
Yeah, it was 3. You're right.
Okay.
I got it in the notes.
Yeah, the turns at Sonoma are so confusing because they got like 3, but then it goes to like 4A, and then it just like skips to 7. You're just like, where'd the 5 and 6 go?
Well, you have a 4A through it to 5.
Yeah, it's weird. Sonoma's
you're in wine country.
It's a weird little track.
You take turn 3 and then you have a 4A over into 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or you had too much wine and you're just like, 4.
Well, I think they were talking about this in Discord today. I think some of the numbers are involved in parts of the tracks they don't use.
Right.
So they're not using like 5 and 6.
This is 4 for the A layout. It's like, okay, that doesn't affect us. Just call it fucking 4.
The overhead shot of that track is crazy because there's so many other layouts that like.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
whoa.
so many options. That's why the place is so awesome.
Which also makes it impressive that they paved the entire track at one time.
You know what did make me kind of happy about it? They've had a little bit of extra rain than normal, so there was still a little bit of green there, which was really cool.
Also, there was some like random like fountains in the infield right by 4.
I saw that.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Have those always been there?
Those look nice when it's not a desert.
That's fair.
But pretty much they come over the crest of the hill where all the cars are light, and I think it started with Chandler Smith kind of forcing it 3 wide, and then everybody behind
Josh Williams went around first, I think.
Everybody behind him just fucking
piled in,
punts each other. So it started with pretty much 4 cars locking bumpers, and Josh Williams was at the front of the train and got turned in front of the entire field, which unfortunate for Josh. I mean, we all like Josh. He's not having the best year. And
he's having a horrible year.
Certainly not a road course driver. I mean, he's doing better.
I will.
But he was in 11th place when he got wrecked.
Since we're on the Josh Williams subject, I did want to shout him out before this race. Did you catch that?
No.
Balicki had some issues in practice in his old car, in Josh's old car, the 92.
Did you see Balicki?
No.
It ripped the rear end out of that car.
Yeah, like ripped the whole rear end.
Yeah.
So there was the DGM made a post that Josh was over there helping them fix that car on Friday night.
He's just such a good
They were
dude.
like once a DGM always he'll always have 92 in his heart. He was over there helping them work on it so they could make the race the next day.
Better
Like,
be
he's
an
such
X-Lot.
I
I want to meet
such
him
a good
so
dude.
bad.
I hope he comes up. I want you guys to meet him because he is everything you expect him to be in person. He's the nicest fucking guy.
But
When
unfortunately,
we hung out with him last year, it was just like hanging out with you guys. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't even. It was like hanging out with Brad. you know, and him and Brad are really good buddies too. So it makes sense. They all kind of flock together. But when I saw that like, that's a late model guy right there. Like, hey, I want my old car to be, you know, that's my engine in that car, and that's why the boys are pushing.
That's why they're pushing.
Yeah. So like he was over there Friday night, like wrenching on the car with them, trying to help him get it together, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome to see. He's one of the good guys.
I mean, there's a lot of guys like that. I mean, Allgaier last week at Portland. Brandon Jones wrecks his car in practice. Allgaier's wrapping the nose of that car in the garage.
Yep.
That's awesome.
It's like all hands on deck. Josh Williams, super good guy. But unfortunately, Josh Williams running really well for himself, running in 11th, gets wrecked by, I don't know, probably the guy in 21st.
Oh, yeah, that was just a massive accordion.
Because it was just everybody just pushing each other through the wreck. I mean, you had a couple guys. Ty Gibbs was one of the guys pushing for sure.
Yep.
Chandler Smith and Jeb Burton, I think, were the ones kind of like
Chandler was on the inside.
Turning each other in the middle of it. There was another car behind Ty, pushing Ty. So it was just unfortunate.
It was all just a chain reaction accordion.
18 cars in one turn.
Yeah.
And Josh Williams gets turned in front of everybody. It's a blind corner. Spotters can't see it, I guess they were saying on DBC. And just people just piled into it.
Yeah, drivers can't see it either because they're coming over that crest.
Like 4 cars piled in good. Everybody behind them did a great job avoiding it.
Our boy Brad was in this race, Brad Perez.
Brad
he came
smartly
to just came
put
to a
it in
dead
the dirt.
stop. He just came to a
Got
stop.
away. The 50 car, I don't know who was in that, did not stop. Murdered somebody, saw that. But Ty, right in the middle of it, obviously Ty had the best car, if not the second best car, depending on which stage you're looking at. But Ty could have won this race. He's pissed. He had a bad pit stop. He's in the back. Whether he started this or not, he got stuck in the middle of it. And once somebody just even touched his car, he just hung the throttle.
Yeah, and that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for something to come out for him to be like, oh, my throttle's stuck. Nothing, though. He just buried his foot to the floor. He pushed his way through like 2 cars, then spun, and Chandler Smith was going to get away from this scot-free until all of a sudden Ty's doing
the ass of the 19.
Ty's spinning out in front of him. We're talking 15 seconds after the wreck is basically over.
Most people are at a stop.
Everyone's at a stop, and Ty's got his foot through the floorboards. He pushes his way through 2 cars, gets clipped, and he's full throttle, so the thing just whips around, does a 180, right as Chandler's trying to escape the crash, caves the nose in on Chandler Smith's car, his teammate, by the way.
Again,
and he just starts like, he's still ripping on the throttle. He almost took somebody else out when he got it straightened out. Like, I don't remember who it was. It was like, what are you doing? And I was expecting the like, oh, the throttle got hung. I don't know what happened. And it wasn't. It was just, that never came out. I never even heard that storyline trying to be pushed.
Yeah.
It was just Ty through a temper tantrum. And
I mean, obviously, I don't blame him for hitting Chandler. Like, Chandler was flying past everybody in the dirt. He didn't know he was there. But
I wouldn't say flying past.
No,
he was barely crawling.
Was creeping through the dirt.
He was going pretty good.
I don't think so.
He was going 20, 30 miles an hour at least.
No.
I watched the replay.
Dude,
if he was going as slow as you think he was, it would have done no damage to his car.
No, he got damaged
because Ty's ass swung around.
Chandler was going pretty good, but either way, Ty obviously.
No, he wasn't.
Watch the replay. He was fucking.
Okay.
He was trying to get past everybody, and he was going pretty good speed. Either way, it's Ty's fault. He was pissed he was in it, and he just wanted to floor it out of the wreck. I mean, all the Toyota guys, no one will even talk about it. Like, Denny completely ignored the entire wreck on his podcast after talking about it for a second.
Oh, really?
Like, he just like, oh, yeah, a bunch of cars wadded up, and then he breezed past it. Freddie's like, yeah, Ty was just trying to get his car pointed in the right direction. It's like he was pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, he made it 10 times worse.
Like, hooked the wheel, like, tapped the 07, I think it was, and, like, spun out again. Like, obviously, I don't blame, like, he didn't know Chandler was there. Chandler was just trying to get the hell out of there. And
I'm not saying that Ty did it on purpose, but what I'm saying is that if he wasn't throwing a temper tantrum, both their cars would have continued on in the race.
Yeah, it was just like, he was pissed, so he just matted the gas.
Chandler Smith is crawling.
Let me see the video. Because when I saw it, he was going pretty good.
Crawling. He was not going pretty good at all. You are full of shit. He is crawling. Watch that replay. You tell him he's going pretty good. He's barely rolling. He touches the gas, and then Ty Gibbs comes around and buries him.
I mean, he wasn't stopped.
Okay, give me my phone back.
Well, I'm not saying like
You could say you're wrong sometimes.
He was
you know?
passing
Not that
cars
bad.
in the dirt. No one expects you to be
He's
there.
going around a car that's parked.
Yeah, but no one expects Ty to be doing donuts
Yeah,
in the
I'm
middle of
just
the
saying.
track.
Like,
To be Captain Drifto over here.
That's
like
later.
where's you get in that wreck? I'm just saying. Situationally, you get in that wreck, get out of harm's way. Where you going in the dirt? You don't expect a car to be passing everybody in the dirt. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying it's Ty's fault they got together, but Ty had no idea he was there and wouldn't expect him to be there.
I think I found the Jordan Bianchi of our show.
Yeah, I don't know what
He's
you're
trying
saying.
to be different.
Well, you guys are arguing about how fast. You're arguing with me about how fast he's going.
No,
No,
you're
no.
arguing
What
that
I'm
he was
saying-
going fast.
what I'm
We're
saying
telling
is
you
Not
that he
going
wasn't.
slow.
Okay, so listen.
He's moving.
The wreck was already over. Chandler is just trying to get back on the track to continue going. He's not passing, but he's passing.
He's
people.
going around a car that's sideways.
He's trying to get back onto the track to get to pit road to check damage or whatever because he was just in the crash. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the 19 shows up. Like a door.
Why?
Remember,
Why did the 19 show up?
because he was doing donuts for no reason.
You said earlier he got clipped by another car.
I thought he did, but I might be wrong.
No, he
he
didn't.
100% did.
He did?
The 07, I think, hit him
But still.
in the rear. I'm not saying he wasn't flooring it, but he got clipped getting through the wreck
and
by
if-
another car.
If he wasn't flooring it, I don't know if he swings over with so much inertia that he caves the front
Right,
of...
yeah, and I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that wasn't his intention of doing it. He was
Oh, I didn't say
No.
he
he
was
was
on
causing
purpose.
a scene and just flooring it out of there, and he clipped somebody's front bumper when he was doing it, right?
No, so Ty, I'm watching the replay again. Ty, so they're parked sideways, whoever that is. I think that's Josh Williams that's parked sideways. Brandon Jones is there, and then it's the 29. Ty Gibbs is pushing his way through the 29 and the 9.
Yeah.
And Ty Gibbs is boiling tire while pushing his way through those cars. The 29 pulls away, and Ty is still full throttle and swings around. The 29 moves, so instead of the ass of Ty Gibbs hitting the 29, it moved out of the way, and Ty Gibbs basically drifts all the way around the 11, and then basically like parallel parks it with him, and his ass goes right into
I mean,
Chandler.
it's a shit show.
I think if Ty Gibbs isn't
Mash the gas.
if he's not boiling the tires off, he doesn't spin out there and hit Chandler Smith.
Yeah, because also Ty's going downhill. So
Yeah.
there's a car that's sideways. He's pushing through, flooring it, and then he's downhill. So the tire's already boiling. So obviously the weight of going
Yeah.
downhill swings it around.
Yeah.
It slaps the ass into the nose of Chandler Smith.
I just think it was I get it. You're pissed. You just got screwed because you had a bad pit stop,
Oh, yeah.
penalty or whatever.
It was a temper
I-
tantrum, though.
I completely understand being pissed off. Like, I have probably the first or second best car in this race.
And it's ruined.
I'm now stuck back here, and I'm getting fucked in this wreck. I'd be pissed too. But you gotta be a little more mature than that, than to push your way through traffic doing a fucking burnout, and then the end result, while you didn't mean it, it was an accident. But the end result is you've wrecked your car worse. I don't think he had that much damage, to be fair.
Chandler?
No, well,
Ty?
both of them.
Ty's front end was
Okay,
crushed on both
But
sides.
It
still.
was, yeah, he was pretty smoked. But
I don't know if Chandler had a shit ton of damage, but
He
now
didn't
you've
have any.
officially taken both of you out.
Chandler definitely had some because he was like the cause of it. I think him and the 32.
But Chandler stopped way back, and he wasn't moving, and then he starts rolling around the backside of the 11 that's parked, not moving. So he's going in the dirt around that car, and then just the ass of the fucking 19 comes swinging around and takes him out.
I just think you're right. It's like he gets in these Xfinity cars and he like regresses. He gets in the Cup Series and he's like, we've talked about it on here, how much he's grown up. Like how good he is in the Cup Series. Aside,
He thinks he's the greatest when he's in an Xfinity car.
Yes.
He knows his role when he's a Cup car.
Right,
I
that's
think I
honestly.
agree.
I don't know if he's on the greatest, but he gets in those cars and
That's
he
how he
goes,
acts.
"There's no reason why I shouldn't win this race."
He
You know what I
gets
mean?
he
Like,
gets
he
very
gets in the-
Austin Hill like.
Yeah, he gets in the car and he's like, "I should win every one of these races I get in."
Everyone's in my way.
The second anything happens, and I don't even think he races that dirty in the Xfinity Series because he's usually just 6 seconds ahead of everybody.
Remember when he wrecked his teammate to keep him out of the Final Four?
Well, that was when he was in the Xfinity Series. I'm saying now.
Oh, okay.
Like every race he's in now, it's like he gets in it, and it's like Kyle Busch getting in the trucks.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
should win every one of these races I'm in. I'm an existing champion. I've won all these races. I'm now in the Cup Series doing well. I should easily win these races. And it's just like the second anything happens against him, it's, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I don't disagree with anything you guys are saying. I'm just saying it's not like the 18 was parked there and Ty just drove into him.
No, but the
It's
18
obviously, it was just.
He threw a fit,
He
and
was
it made it
getting- He was
worse.
pissed. He fucking boiled the tires off out of anger and childish rage.
It's one of those
and
things.
just because of that, ended up in the path.
It
of
would
the
be
18.
like if we were like working on our car and it would be like the wrench slips and you hit your knuckle and you throw the wrench across the room and smash a window. Like you made the situation
actually
worse.
kind of a perfect analogy.
I've done that.
Yeah, you made.
We've all done that.
Yeah, you've made. I think Josh talked about it on Revival one time that he like threw a wrench at the ground and came up and hit him in the face. Like you made the situation. It already sucked. You've now made it 10 times worse because of your own actions. Like nobody made you do that. Nobody hit you. You just made it worse, and you didn't have to.
Yeah, the only thing that would have made your analogy better is like you throw the wrench and you hit your friend in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
You threw a fit, someone else got injured, that's your friend.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have no one to blame but yourself.
Yep.
Hit your friend's car.
Either or.
I don't want to injure a person in this analogy.
I want to injure you.
I want to injure you.
Do it, bitch.
Please.
Make it count.
Going in dry.
Spinal.
That's not going to hurt
Spinal.
anybody.
So, yeah, absolute mess.
That is one of the biggest pileups I've ever seen on a fucking road course. It was a parking lot.
Yeah, that was
until Sunday.
I think this was probably bigger parking lot, but yeah, what a kerfuffle, as Dan would
Slightly
say.
more expected than Sunday, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we get a late race restart as well after this when Jesse Love goes for a spin, setting us up for the last
I don't know why that was a caution,
restart.
by the way.
I get it. I'll play devil's advocate again. Just
I
because
remember you said it in
just because
Discord,
of the position of it, a car off the track right there where everyone is dipping a tire in the dirt in 10.
I get
like
it.
I think it was the right call.
Everybody dips tires in
No,
the
I'm
dirt
not-
off 10, and he's right there, like bumper on the rumple strip. I was like, there's no way he can safely pull on
We've
the track
had-
here.
And get up to speed. That's
It's just like pulling onto the track because spotters, I mean, we've talked about how bad viewing is at road courses before.
Yeah.
Like for spotters, I don't know if spotters can even see that spot. There's billboards on both sides of the track right there. So I understand the caution. I didn't want to see it because SVG was chasing downhill.
That's what I was hoping
I think
for.
it would have been a
Oh,
pretty
that would
good
have been
show.
awesome.
But I understand why, just because of that's a really high
It's a
speed
safety
corner.
thing.
No,
he's
that's-
going to have to come back onto the track
Yeah.
right there where everyone is fading to his side.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, if he's on the inside of a left-hander, like, yeah, okay, like people are going to fade to the outside. You have room to get on. But he's on the exit of a right-hander on the left side of the track. It's
That's
like,
just one of
that's
those.
where cars are.
That's just one of those situations on a road course where he's got water.
I'll live, bitch.
Okay. It's just sorry. Last time I look out for you.
I'm going to drink out of my Chevy water
I
bottle.
hope you
Thank you very
choke.
much.
Fuck. That whole
Oh,
thing,
my
that
water
Jesse
bottle
Love
stabbed
caution,
me.
though, was one of those situations where I wish that we just had local yellows. Like,
Yeah.
you
That's
throw a
never
yellow-
going to
you
happen.
throw, it's never going to happen, but like, and there's been much more egregious, why the fuck is that a caution calls? I agree with you. It should have been a caution, but in the moment, I was like, he's spun and he's rolling. Like, what are we doing here? But I get it. I do understand.
So that sets us up for the late race restart, which had some fireworks.
SVG doesn't forget.
Yeah. What happened, Dan?
They fire off. Did he make his move in 3 or was it
No, it was
one?
in 1.
It was in 1, okay.
2.
Well,
Oh,
one,
yeah, I guess that's
1,
technically
2,
2,
yeah.
Yeah.
So they fire off on the restart,
Which should be 1. It's like a slightly 2.
So Blocker brings it up. Thank God SVG's restarts were better than last week. We brought it up last week in Portland how his restarts were terrible. His restarts were awesome.
Yeah, he figured it
So
out fast.
He figured it out quick. So they fire off up the hill. I think Austin Hill ends up getting a little bit out on him, maybe even a full car.
Not the
he
full
was,
car
he
length,
was
but
in
yeah,
front of him.
yeah,
he was
up.
he was clear, and SVG basically dives it in there. Nothing egregious. I think Hill entered that corner like no one was there, and SVG had to put it in the dirt.
Yeah,
Like,
he pinched him a little bit.
he pinched him down, and SVG was like, "I'm not taking your shit." He dips the right sides into the dirt, doors Hill, bumps him up out of the way, and just takes off.
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything egregious there. I think that's racing. That's
Good hard racing.
That's good hard racing, and especially
Yeah.
when you have an axe to grind against a guy who cost you a win at Coda.
Yeah. Did SVG use him up?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. You're going for the win.
But he didn't wreck him.
Hill would have done the same thing.
Hill would have wrecked him. He would have spun
if
him
not,
out.
if not worse. Either way, he would have done the exact same thing.
Absolutely.
it's
AJ Allmendinger would have done the same damn
It's
thing.
about who you're racing.
Kyle Larson would
Are
have
you
done
going to
any
do
of them.
that to Sheldon Creed, to Cole Custer,
Yes.
to
I'll wreck my grandmother.
Allgaier? But like,
I'll wreck your grandma.
I'll wreck your
you'll
grandma.
move somebody, but like that was like this guy would do it 10 times over.
Yeah, but I think
there's a lot cleaner guys in the Xfinity series that you're like, I'm going to race this guy hard, but I'm not going to just punt him.
Race them like they would race
right.
you.
Yeah.
Hill will
if you're
do
gonna
that to you for 19th place.
if I'm going to race Hill like he's going to race me,
documented.
if I'm racing Hill like he's going to race me, I'm putting him in the third row of the grandstands. But that's besides the point. I think Hill just entered that corner. He pinched the shit out of him, and SVG wasn't taking it this time. And this is what I love.
Yeah, I mean, he pinched him. He should have. If I was in Hill's position, I'd pinch you too.
Exactly.
That's the point. You're going for it.
I think DBC was talking about this, and they're like, yeah, SVG just goes out there, dude. He just beats everybody up. He loves using his bumper. And then they're watching the replay, and you can hear them all like, oh, well, I guess Hill didn't really give him any room into that corner. And they like kind of all just got quiet about it because they're just like, SVG's the bully. And then they're like, oh, well, Hill kind of entered that corner and just pinched him into the dirt.
Yeah, underneath Hill, like if you look at it, if you go like above it, let's say, going into that corner, to the inside of Hill, there's barely half a car's worth of pavement there.
Oh,
his right front was on the rumple strip when Shane hit him.
So SVG had to go into the dirt, but I love the fact that he's learning. I feel like if this is 3 months ago, let's say Sonoma was in March, he probably doesn't do that.
No,
and he's 3 wide for second off of that turn, and he's fucked.
Learning how to be aggressive, and I love it. I fucking love seeing him
and
being aggressive.
I appreciate how he's aggressive, but doesn't take someone clean out.
That's the thing. He could have wrecked the shit.
He's very tactful.
He could have wrecked the dog fuck out of Austin Hill, and he didn't.
I wish he did.
I wish he did, but he didn't. Hill still finished what, like third,
6th or 7th?
It wasn't far off.
He moved him back to 6th or 7th. I don't know where he'll climb to.
So I have zero problem with this move, and like you said, you're gonna race somebody like they're gonna race you, and I honestly think that Hill would have raced him worse.
100%.
So
Shane, he was in the dirt right there. Hill would have put him in the dirt on the next turn.
100%.
If Shane gets off of 2 next to him, 3 is that sweeping up the hill, left-hander,
where the big wreck was.
He would have been in the dirt in that turn.
Yeah.
Like you got to know who you're racing. You get up next to Kyle Larson.
Kyle, you can just respond. They're listening.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I can do that too.
You get next to Kyle Larson, who you know is just going to race the fuck out of you, but pretty clean.
Yeah.
And you know you're going to go door to door, and it's going to be tight. You go next to Ross Chastain. You know the second Ross Chastain gets in the option, he's going to move you into the dirt.
Yeah. We got Ben Flynn in the chat saying he needed to give quote unquote racing room going into that corner. What was Hill expecting? The red carpet to be laid out for him? Yes, exactly.
That's exactly
you
what
are
Hill expects.
spot on. And Dan, thank you for
don't be a
helping me
keyboard warrior.
figure out how to do this thing. I'm trying to type to you at the same time, but that's exactly what he expects. He expects people to get out of the way for him, and anyone that gets anywhere near him,
he throws a fit.
Yeah,
but if you're in front of him, he'll do the exact same thing.
That
guy Breakhard on YouTube said it best. I don't think anyone's ever said no to Austin Hill in his life, and he expects everyone to lay down for him.
Yeah, and it's just
the fact that SVG is better than him on these tracks and doesn't lay down for him, he throws a fit.
And I gave him credit a couple weeks ago, and I want to give him credit again. Hill, 2 years ago, was nowhere near the front of a road course. He has improved tremendously at road course.
He has.
Yeah.
So the fact that this is now, the third time those two have battled at a road course says a lot about Hill and how he's advancing, but he's still, his first instinct at every track, road course, oval, freaking lunar landing zone, his first instinct is to hit whatever car is near him.
Yep.
And blame the other car for it.
Yes.
But the second he gets touched, I can't believe he did that.
He lost his mind.
I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not even going to comment on it.
His post-race pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we'll get to that. Let's wrap this up.
All right. Yeah.
Obviously, after that, SVG gets a pretty solid lead, sails away, takes the checkered flag for his second win in a row. The rugby ball celebration is now a thing, and he hit a bomb.
Dude, he
kicked that thing a mile.
Do you see Jeff Gluck's video? He was standing like on pit road. SVG was maybe, 50 feet to his like diagonal right.
Yeah.
And where he kicked it was going this way. He kicked that thing. It was fucking 40 feet in the air. I think he missed. I think the wind caught it, and it still caught up. It got caught up in the pit boxes. I think.
Yeah.
But he booted it.
The second I saw where he was doing his burnout, I was like, "This is gonna be a hard kick, dude."
But
this
thing
isn't
is,
Portland.
the thing
second he stopped his car, I was like, "You're gonna kick from there, dude."
Corey said it last week on his show. It's such an effortless kick. For me to make that kick, I'm gonna blow my hip out trying to kick it as hard as I can. He's just like, boop, and it just gone.
Yeah, he played rugby.
Yeah, I know. It's
Denny
sick.
Hamlin was like tearing apart his form on his podcast.
Of course, Denny did.
He's like, he needs to stretch out before he does that, and his follow through was bad. It's like,
shut the fuck up,
dude. He
Denny.
just finished a 2-hour race where he just drove his ass off. The fuck you talking about his form?
Yeah, Denny knows
Most
the best
drivers get out of
after
the car and
racing
can
2
barely
laps.
walk.
Yeah, Denny knows everything, right?
Yeah.
He's the best at everything.
Yeah.
Except win a championship.
So, yes, SVG wins again, 2 in a row. Awesome to see.
So we talk
and
about
then
the
we get
rugby
the
ball.
post-race.
When we talk about the rugby ball, we got to get into the burnout. So
Yes.
we talked about it last
That
week.
I figured that tied into
Gotcha.
the conversation.
So we talked about it last week. SVG drifting like all of Portland, looking like a fucking D1 car out there or FD car. He did it again. It was better this time because he did the entire burnout, drifting all the corners. And you know what? And Joey Logano, I love that Logano was in the booth because he actually has drifted. Like, he's taken classes. He hangs out with Von Gittin. He's done real drifting in drift cars. And
Joey owns like 4 drift cars.
yeah, and he's like, that's not easy in a car that's meant to do it. Never mind a stock car.
Joey has a Gen 6 Mustang Cup
Yeah.
car that is converted to be a drift car.
Yeah.
He had
Didn't
it,
they use it in like a commercial?
yeah, they had it built by
Yeah.
RTR, and he drifted the entire Charlotte Roval
Yes.
with Von Gittin.
I remember that.
And
So-
it's a Gen 6 Cup car with giant 20-inch RTR wheels on it. It's
yeah,
kinda sick.
it looks sick. So
Find a picture. I need to see
yeah.
this.
Oh, you've never seen it? It's
No.
beautiful. It's
He
such a
also
cool
has
car.
like a rat rod.
The rat rod's
with
sick, too.
15-inch cup wheels and tires on it, like giant Goodyears that he drifts.
Yeah, I think Tyler just said it. It's a Factory 5 body. It's like a hot rod looking thing
Yeah.
that he drifts with. But
I've seen that one.
so he drifts like every corner, Lincoln corners, and all this stuff. And then you
That's
realize,
like Denny Hamlin, dude.
so Hill was behind him. And then Hill goes around him as he's doing this burnout. Hill like slammed on the brakes at one point, almost like it looked like he was trying to fuck him up, maybe. Like,
Oh, yeah. There was definitely a brake check in there.
and then SVG just continues drifting the entire track in his rearview mirror, using Austin Hill as a fucking clipping point. And it was the greatest thing ever. It was the pettiest, most perfect fuck you I've ever seen in my life. And then we wake up Sunday morning, and Gluck actually told the story today. He's the reason that picture came out. It was at the tweet up, or not at the tweet up, but at some point Sunday morning, this photographer went to Jeff and was like, look at this picture I got. If you zoom in, you can see Austin Hill. Jeff was like, can you tweet that out right now?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Let me see it. Oh, that thing's beautiful. So Sunday morning,
I'll find another one.
like, oh yeah, Nick Lepresti just said it. He's stalking him. Like,
Yeah.
he's drifting. Like, I'm thinking, putting myself in Austin Hill shoes, I'm pissed. I look in my rear view and I see him just drifting in my rearview mirror. I'm about to pull a Ty Gibbs because I'm losing my mind at that point. Like, and then so Sunday morning we get this picture. SVG's completely sideways, smoke boiling off the rear tires. Austin Hill's just in front of him. Beautiful, like, golden hour sunset lighting. And then you zoom in and you see the middle finger out Austin Hill's window. And it's like SVG is angled perfectly that you know he's looking right at it. It was oh my God, it was the greatest, like, most petty, perfect.
That's sick.
I honestly, I don't know if it started off as intentional, but I think it just worked out that Austin Hill just happened to start passing him, and he was just like, I'll hang out here.
Well, I think what I just said, you were looking up the thing on your phone. It looked like at one point that Hill brake checked him. And I think that was when SVG was like, all right, we'll play.
This is now a show just for you.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure right before the brake check, he like let off and he caught traction again. And then the brake check happened, and then he started boiling harder.
Yes. Yep. I think
That's at least from what I remember. That's what I kind of saw.
looking at it, Hill brake checked him, and I think that made SVG go, all right, yeah, like Norm just said, this burnout's now specifically for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this entire thing for you and only you. But that picture, like I said, the angle that SVG is at, you know he's looking right at that finger. And it's just, oh, it's perfect. It's just perfect.
Give it to me again.
Every sense of the word is perfect.
Can we put this on a T-shirt?
I want to put it on
It
a
will
t-shirt.
be.
Get it on a T-shirt.
It's the greatest. It's that, like I said something to Kyle earlier today before you were here. That picture is going to live in the lore of, remember Junior at Bristol flipping Robbie Gordon off in the media scrum?
Yeah.
Norm. The Junior picture when he's in the Bud days and he's at Bristol and he's flipping Robbie. That's what that picture is going to be. Like, it's going to live in lore forever.
Yeah.
It's so
It's going to haunt Austin Hill for the rest of his
and
life.
good. It should.
So then post-race interview.
Yeah, so Austin Hill gets out, and, you know, we're expecting him to be his little whiny self. He doesn't. He goes on this rant of, like, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to give the keyboard warriors anything to talk about this week.
Because no matter what I say, I'll be wrong.
No matter what I say, I'll be wrong.
And did you see my tweet?
Yes.
Even
I
when
retweeted it.
even when I'm not going to say anything, he still says something that's insufferable. I'm not going to say anything because anything I say is wrong. Woe is me. The keyboard warriors are going to beat me up. Blah 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 blah. Stop. Even when I'm not going to say anything, you have this snarky fucking voice.
Yeah.
And it's woe is me. You fucking lost. It's hard racing. You got beat. Can you just lose with grace?
And like we've said, though, if the roles are reversed, Austin Hill does the exact same thing to SVG. It's perfectly fine.
What solidifies it for me is Coda and today, right?
Yes.
SVG wins. Obviously, he's in a good mood. He had a great time. Whatever. Austin Hill throws a fit. Even though I'm not throwing a fit, he still makes snarky, shitty remarks.
Yes.
Look at SVG after Coda. He gets not only the win stolen from him, he gets a bullshit penalty at the end, ends up finishing 30 seconds, still gets out of the car. Wow, that was a great time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Still has a smile on his face.
I owe him one after that.
He still has a smile on his face. He's still pleasant about it. He's still a class act about it, even though he lost the race and finished 32nd, got nothing out of it. Put on a goddamn show all day.
Which I still argue that penalty, by the way.
Well, that he shouldn't have got the penalty?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's why I said bullshit penalty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which we've still never seen any footage of said penalty, but whatever. But he gets out. He's a class act. He had a good time. He's thanking his sponsors, thanking his team. Austin Hill's just throwing a fit.
Yep.
Who do you want to put your money behind? A guy like SVG, who's still a class act, when he gets the win and every fucking point possible taken away from him, or Austin Hill, who still finishes 5th and throws a fit?
Yeah.
There's no question.
And you know what? I will say, I think no matter what Austin Hill did in that situation, I'd probably be like, unless he just got out and said, "Oh, it was good hard racing. Congrats to Shane."
If he said that,
I would have been.
I would have gave him so many points.
Yeah, or just gets out of the car and be like, "Yeah, I would have done the same thing. Just sucks I was on the receiving end of it."
That's all you have to say.
Yeah, that's all you have to say.
Yeah,
But
it was good hard racing. I wish we won. Sucks that we lost. I'm not happy about it, but I would have done the same thing to him. Go back and get him next week when we go back to an oval and I kick the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whole different story from instead he goes the "I'm not going to say anything" route, and you just sound like a spoiled little shit.
Exactly. Goes right back to what I said. No one's ever said no to him. He's a spoiled little brat.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off. And I love that, the whole industry, fans, reporters, media people are all turning on him. Because his attitude is
honestly,
coming out.
I feel like they're just turning on everything involving RCR.
Rightfully so.
It's just getting ugly.
It is.
Although I didn't even think about this. Brett brought it up. How funny is it that SVG took out an RCR car and then worked for RCR the next day?
Yeah.
He was
That's right.
He was what's his name? The other guy, not Cam Waters.
Brown?
Yeah.
Will Brown.
Will Brown. He was Will Brown's spotter who was in an RCR car. So I guess Brett said that to him. He's like, "How do you wreck an RCR car and then you're on the payroll the next day?"
It's awesome. It's even better. Ben Flynn in the chat. Can we see an SVG Oval win this season? Is it a possibility? I think it's always possible with him. I mean, he learns so fast. I would not expect it by any means.
Yeah, I don't expect it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
If he peels off a top 5, I would be so thrilled for him.
Top 5. No, he wrecked at Daytona. No, that was the ARCA race. He was top 5 at Daytona in February.
Barely was a 5? Top 5?
I think
I
so.
thought it was like a 10th or 11th.
Yeah, I know it was a top 10.
Maybe
I didn't think.
He has a top 5 at an oval this season. I just forget where. I could see him maybe doing good. I mean, he's already been to Martinsville once. I would say a short track type place. I want to see him at New Hampshire because, again, hard braking.
I want to see him have a good race and the car be clean.
Yeah.
Just to shut everybody up.
Oh, yeah, Phoenix top. Oh, no, Atlanta. Yeah.
I knew it was a super
Atlanta
speedway.
finished 3rd.
I
I
couldn't
forgot
remember
about
which
that.
one,
Then
yeah.
Phoenix was 6th.
Yeah, that was the Atlanta race that it kind of got single file there, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was kind of a weird one.
Martinsville 10th. Darlington and Charlotte both top 15. So if he starts popping off top 10s fairly consistently, I mean if he keeps that thing top 15 at ovals, we know Colleague hasn't had the best equipment as of late. But if he keeps popping off top 15s on ovals, he's learning fast.
Yeah, he's consistently running 18th to 22nd, and just by the end of the race, just makes his way into the top 15.
Dude,
and that's all you need to do.
I just thought of something. We got to try to meet him in Loudon.
Yeah.
Need to. Even if it's a media scrum. I just want to shake his hand.
Yeah.
You're doing God's work.
Yeah.
I just thought it was awesome.
Top 10 in driver points right now.
Shouts also to...
Well, he has 2 wins. That's a lot.
Yeah.
He's a rookie.
Yeah.
From down under.
But he's 40 years old.
But
so it's
Shouts to Sonoma too. Did you guys see the video they put out? I think Trackhouse retweeted it. There was a bunch of fans that flew up from New Zealand to watch him.
No shit.
And they heard about them, so they gave them like VIP passes. They got to go meet Shane at the Trackhouse hauler, and like they were just shooting the shit with him, and they took all these pictures. They had a big New Zealand flag and stuff.
Last week,
I thought it was sick, but I thought it was awesome that like those people flew like 12 hours. Although that joke was funny. I don't know if you saw that people were calling this SVG's home track.
It's the closest thing.
So last week, right after Portland, SVG got on a plane and flew to Australia or New Zealand or wherever. I don't know if he flew to New Zealand or Australia, wherever they're all located, and had a big
banger,
like weekend bash with his boys, all of the V8 Supercars guys, including Will Brown and Cam Waters, and then they all flew here together.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's cool.
So he barely got. He celebrated his Portland win.
Have you ever heard about what him and his buddies do?
Dude,
the race that they do. They buy a bunch of beaters.
Dream.
If they buy one of them has, I think it might be him or one of his buddies has a shit ton of land, like in the middle of nowhere, and they just hang out for a weekend. They all buy.
It's like I think the week after the season ends or something like that.
It is. It's the week after the supercar seasons end. They've been doing it for years. He's posted pictures on his Instagram. They all buy beaters and modify them. Like one of his looked like his Red Bull car, like with a big fake wing on it and a big hood scoop. And they just they have a racetrack in the field, and they just beat the bag out of each other for 3 hours.
That's awesome.
And they drink and they're partying. And he talked about it when he was on somebody's show, probably Corey's.
Yeah,
he talked about it. Let me bring it up. It's on his Instagram.
Yeah, it was one of his official interviews from last year when he was doing his podcast run after Chicago, and he's just he's the Travis Pastrana of Australia or New Zealand, but Australian V8 supercars. It's just he seems like the coolest dude. We've talked about.
Oh no, that's not it.
We've talked about how he just drives anything they offer him. He's kind of like Kyle Larson in that way. It's tomorrow if Kyle Larson got, hey, you want to be in Formula Drift Long Beach? Kyle Larson would say, yes.
His Instagram from 2023 is him driving an Audi rally car.
It's awesome.
Yeah, literally just anything. Hey, you want to drive this? All right.
Yeah.
And he just drives it. He's a super cool dude. Like we said before, he's always happy. He's always positive.
Just a classy guy.
Glad to see him bang out a couple wins.
Yeah. Just to show people that he's the real deal.
We like him, but Chicago wasn't a fluke now, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing.
It's the SADDA. They all have just beaters with liveries on them, and they just that's got a cardboard front splitter on it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and
what you were saying, that it's not a fluke what happened in Chicago. Obviously he came over here, wins the first race, so expectations are through the roof right off the jump.
Oh yeah.
Which sucks. You're coming in here as a rookie from another country. You've never driven these cars. You bang out an awesome win, and the expectations are through the roof. And we talked about it on here. It's you got to kind of tone it down a little bit. This guy's a rookie. He's still learning. And the fact that he popped off 2, let alone 2 in a row, is incredible. And it solidifies the fact that this guy is actually very, very talented. And the fact that he learned this car this fast to pop off 2 wins in his first 14 races, it's nuts.
This is from 2023. One of them has a Viagra 6 car with a giant dick on the trunk.
Jesus, that's a thick boy.
That's a dilly, mate.
Dude, I want friends like that. That looks like
that's awesome.
Oh yes, somebody did a 24 car.
Nice. That's awesome. All right, let's head to Sunday, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
The Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma Raceway. The Cup Series raced on Sunday. I would argue one of the best road course races that we've had in the next gen car.
Most entertaining.
Yeah,
that's for damn sure.
I think Chicago was way up there because of everything that happened with the rain and the wets to dries or whatever. But I think this was very entertaining. And put on a pretty good race. We got some pretty good battles. Larson and Reddick battling for a while. The Busher, MTJ.
Yeah, the first 2 stages were starting to borderline on Coda shit show.
Yeah.
By the 6th or 7th caution, I was like, come on, guys. Get it together.
Yeah, it got a little messy. The Fox fucking bar at the top of the screen was 75% yellow going into stage 3.
Circled it one time. He's like, I don't think I've ever seen this much yellow on a road course.
Almost set the track record for most cautions. Mm-hmm. They were 1 shy.
Yeah, it was.
Well, 1 shy of tying, I should say.
Yeah, so it was but it was like entertaining, and I think a lot of it had to do with the repave.
Yeah, Tyler, horrible name.
I thought
Both horrible names
yeah.
this weekend.
I
We had the
thought-
Toyota Save Mart 350 and the Zip Buy Now Pay Later 250.
Yeah,
Toyota
Woof.
Save Mart, I feel like
that's been a long time.
Yeah, but it's Toyota slash Save Mart.
and then the Toyota
dumb.
owners.
But I don't know. I think a lot of this had to do with the repave because they were basically running fucking qualifying laps every lap.
Quali
Laps.
Yeah.
They were basically running qualifying laps, and it made that margin for error so small.
Yeah.
Like, no one was saving. It's not like you're saving and you're getting your way around. Like, everyone was pushing the shit out of it, and it took 2 stages for them to figure out where the limit was, apparently, because, like, we saw so many just offs and spins, and Austin Cindric almost rolled 700 times. Like, what the fuck?
Which was, I think it was great because everyone's really pushing the limits, and you push a little too far, you're off the track.
Yeah.
But we'll get into some of the stuff that happens along the way chronologically. We get 2 laps in, Denny Hamlin fucking kaboom.
That was one of the biggest blow-ups we've seen in a long time.
Since Bubba here last
Yes.
year.
When it was wasn't that 2 years ago? When
Was it
puked?
2 years ago when it
2
was
years ago.
vomiting out the pipes?
Puked its guts out all over the place. Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Well,
Yeah.
Jesus. But yeah.
I mean, they say Mike Joy. Oh, there's smoke from Denny Hamlin. I'm thinking like he's spinning, and then they cut over. I'm like, oh no, that's all pipe.
No, I think Mike Joy called it immediately. He goes, Denny Hamlin's blowing up at the start-finish line. We're like, how do you know this? And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, yeah, that's clearly blowing up.
Well, that's how he knows.
Yeah, that is clearly like that's not even like Christopher Bell blew up last week, but he was running on 7 cylinders. That is a hole in the block type blow up. Like,
Yeah.
Denny said on his podcast, it was bottom end.
yeah, I'm
Where
not
Christopher
surprised.
Bell was
a valve.
broke a valve, spring
Broke a
valve,
valve.
or something
Yeah.
like that, over revved it. Denny's wasn't like, if you watch the onboard,
He didn't.
it doesn't even seem like it's on a shift. Like the engine just
Larry
went-
Mack went back and looked at the SMT, and he didn't over rev it. He didn't miss a shift. Like, there was nothing. That
right, and
motor.
the timing wasn't even at a shift, so
Yeah.
it wasn't even like it was like a drastic RPM change that caused it.
Yeah.
It was literally like first, second, third.
Kaboom. Yeah,
Tyler
It's just-
Page, 2 laps in, did they forget to add oil?
that's what it feels like.
Well, you got to think this is the same engine that they've been practicing on, qualifying on.
Could have sustained some damage.
Like he said, he's like, I wish I would have ran 2 more laps in practice. Could we have found this beforehand? Would it have blown up in practice? If they made the second round of qualifying,
would have blown up.
would it
Then.
have blown up in qualifying? And they
Yeah.
could have changed it before the race. Like this is just,
Oh, they're dry sump systems too.
yeah, this is just one of those like
Freak things,
so out of left field.
and it's weird
And for
because
2, I mean, they're 2 totally different issues, but for Toyota to
Yeah.
blow up 2 motors in 2 weeks,
That's crazy.
One catastrophic, one just really,
like,
really bad.
it's growing up. The NASCAR we grew up with, this was normal. Like,
Oh, yeah,
cars
all the
would
time.
blow up all the time. In the last 10 years, we haven't had that many engines just expire. I mean, so few that I can think of them.
We've
Like
had
Kyle
more-
Kyle Busch in the playoffs.
We've had more in the next gen cars than we did for the 10 years prior before
I agree.
that.
I agree. And that we've had like 4.
We had
Which
like
also-
2 Yates go. We had now 3 Toyotas that I can think of off the top of my
Off
head.
the top of my
you got to
head,
think
yeah.
these guys are required to use these engines 3 races.
Yes.
Danny said this is only the second race they've used this engine, but you're still, back in the day, engines used to blow up because the freaking engine manufacturers like, what if we don't put a head gasket in this? Could we up the compression?
Yeah.
And like, what do you mean it blew up? That's
Yeah.
bullshit. Now it's like these engines are built to last 3 races.
Yeah. Back then it was, how can we get 1 more horsepower if we do this?
How about we just don't bolt down the intake manifold all the way?
Oh, dude, listening to what Junior used to do to his like late models with like the hollow screws, or like leaving the back bolts loose so it would lift up. And
No,
get
that
more
was
air.
That was Harvick.
That was
Yeah,
Harvick. That's
Kevin
right,
admitted
yeah.
that on Junior's podcast.
Yeah, some of that stuff was so cool. But yeah, you're right. Now they're trying to build these things to be like Corolla reliable. So for them to blow up is rare.
Yeah.
Crazy. So we don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out, maybe, potentially. We don't make it too much further when we have the next Joe Gibbs Racing vehicle exit the chat as well.
One of the most ironic crashes I think of all time. Freddie or somebody brought it up on DBC. The one question Ty Gibbs was asked after the Xfinity race is, hey, do you think these inside walls in turn 11 are going to affect the cup cars at all? No, I don't think we're even going to get close to them.
Yeet.
Yep. 15 laps into the cup race.
Ty Gibbs rips his wheel off.
Which
Which
I will-
there's no replay of. We're just assuming.
In-car. They
I
showed
saw
the in-car.
in-car.
Was there an
Yeah.
in-car? Okay,
Yeah.
I never
they,
saw it.
They showed the in-car on.
But
He's inside, and you just see the passenger front wheel. He's turned, and it just
so
poop.
he did one of these, Norm. He went into the corner he kind of double apexed it. Like he apexed, went wide, and then went to cut back in to get a straight shot off.
That
and
makes more sense.
He cut in too much.
That
and
it was
just
on
caught the wall.
exit because he made it to the start finish line and the wheel was clearly snapped off the front thing.
Yeah.
So he like tried to double apex it and straighten his exit, and he just you can see him start to do his turn, and he gets on the gas, and the thing just straightens out into the wall. Like,
I mean, a lot of us noticed this right away when we saw these walls.
Tyler Page said it like 3 days ago.
The first thing I thought of when I saw that they put walls there, I was like, so what are they going to put between the Jersey barriers?
If that was
because there's
rounded,
a 6-inch gap in between the edge of the Jersey barriers because they're going around a semicircle, so they're straight Jersey barriers. You put them at 45 degrees to each other. There's a gap in between them. So NASCAR, being the geniuses that they are, they're like foam boards.
Yeah,
that'll fix this problem. You can't see the seams; they're not an issue.
Well, remember the Clash when Larson put, what was it, Justin Haley into the Jersey barriers? That thing stopped.
Yeah, so they literally just put poster board in between the Jersey barriers, and that's like, that'll solve all our problems.
Yeah.
Not good.
And honestly, lucky for the rest of the field, Ty Gibbs did this so early, because I guarantee more people would have done it if not. And he did it, so everyone else was like, maybe we should stay away from those.
Yeah. I mean, it ripped that front suspension apart.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, he's got a tire down. And I said the same thing. I'm like, no, he doesn't. That wheel is 45 degrees
that wheel
to
is
the car.
extremely broken. And they're like, oh, he buried the inside of the turn one wall. That's what broke it. It's like,
Nope.
no, dude, that thing was broke.
When they cut to him before he hit the wall the second time, I was like, that wheel is like this. It was parallel to the car, or it was perpendicular to the car.
And he didn't even scrub that much speed when he clipped that wall
I
either.
don't know if
he had
knew-
that drift angle that SVG wants.
Yeah, I don't know if he, watching the onboard, I don't know. He was still in the gas. Like,
I don't
obviously
think he thought anything
something
happened.
I think he knew something was wrong because a car blew by him. He was still in the gas, though, like thinking, oh, maybe I got to cut a tire down or something.
Right.
And he got to that little kink after the start-finish line, and it just went straight. Like,
Yeah.
Why no turn?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So that retired Ty Gibbs for the day, that's for sure. All right. Then the messes really start. We have a restart after that incident at 19. Logano starts 21st after pitting on that instance.
So Logano started from the pole, had a pretty damn fast car, and decided he was going to split this stage to try to kind of leapfrog the field when everyone else pits. I don't know what their strategy was because they could make the entire stage. I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but they were playing chess and thinking if we pit now, we don't have to pit later, whatever their intentions were. And he went from first to 31st.
Yeah.
And
21st.
what, that many people pit?
He restarted 21st, yeah.
That's not as bad as I thought. I thought he went further back. But either way, he just threw away all of the advantage of getting the pole.
Yeah.
To risk it.
Yep.
And what happened?
Briscoe and Austin Cindric get together, go for a spin in turn 8 in front of a whole bunch of people. Logano spins through that, trying to avoid after getting into it with Ricky Stenhouse. Harrison Burton just blows the door off of Joey Logano. It was just a
around
mess.
backwards, and he tried to avoid him in the back of, was it Harrison's car? Or he hit Briscoe.
No, so
The back of Briscoe's car is what
the back of Briscoe's car, can opener Logano spun him, and Harrison kind of just rear-ended him, I think.
Yeah.
I think he hit him on the back, which did more damage to Harrison's car than Joey's. But Joey's, all of his damage was to the right side of the car where it got cut by the 14.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming did suspension damage because just
probably
cutting the door open is not really going to hurt the car that much, but he was
Out to
badly
lunch.
injured after that.
Yeah. We get to the end of the first stage at lap 25, giving the stage win to Tyler Reddick. Varying strategies here, but Ryan Blaney ends up taking second in the first stage. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, your top 5. Michael McDowell, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, Corey LaJoie, and Todd Gilliland, your points getters in the first stage. How about Corey LaJoie hanging out front for quite a bit of time?
He was in and around the back half of the top 10 most of the day.
He's one of those drivers, kind of like Austin Hill. There's no reason why Corey LaJoie should be good at road courses, but he's just, for whatever reason, the past year and a half, he's just gotten increasingly better at road courses.
Yeah.
And it's an awesome discipline that you can master, and obviously it's paying dividends. Had a fantastic qualifying run at COTA, put himself in the back half of the top 10 at COTA, if not the top 5.
Oh, yeah, he qualified top 5 at
Yeah,
COTA.
unfortunately got into a turn or lap 1 dust up with a couple Toyotas at COTA, but this is another track where it's like he shouldn't be here. I think he qualified really well here last year, and they had to replace a shock.
No, that was Watkins Glen.
Was that the
That
Glen?
was the Glen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's just one of those guys. It's like, why are you good at this?
Yeah.
Like you've never been a road course guy. Kind of like Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott didn't grow up racing road courses for whatever reason. Gets into the Cup Series.
Put in a lot of work and improved.
God mode at road courses for some reason.
For sure.
Corey LaJoie's getting to that point now where it's like you expect to see him up front at road courses because he's just consistently doing that.
Yeah,
And
done
he
really
ran
well.
from 15th to like 7th the entire race.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, after the first stage, we get back to racing, and Austin Cindric gets off track, almost does his favorite Steve Park impression. Got lucky on that one.
So I was
skimmed across the grass there.
Talking to Kyle before we started, and like they cut to him in the dirt, and I'm like, oh, he just spun out. And then they show that replay where you could damn near see the underside of the car, and I was like, oh, he was like,
Clint Boyer's like, oh my God, he almost rolled. And
Yeah.
everyone else is like, what are you talking about?
And
And
then
then they showed it again. He's like, goddamn.
if those wheels dug in anymore, that thing was going for a ride.
He got lucky.
I mean, lucky for Austin Cindric, the onboard didn't look as bad, but the outside shot of the car, we saw a lot of the bottom.
Yeah,
Sure
yeah,
did.
absolutely.
And I was like, oh, if he saw the outside when he was sitting in that, he would have been a lot more scared.
We lap 32, Will Brown off track with engine issues. And then we have the Josh Berry incident.
Will Brown was having like ECU issues. Like they were fighting some electrical demon
Yeah.
like all weekend.
Sounds like he was doing his best impression of a bumper car in the back of the field,
That's what it sounded like.
but they had electrical issues all weekend. I mean, he was super fast in practice on Friday. I think
Yes.
Friday was practice.
Yes.
Goes out for qualifying on Saturday. Couldn't get the car started.
They said he only had like 80%.
He gets
throttle.
out on track after they finally get it started. Goes out, runs like top 6 in his group, which isn't bad. That's right outside the top 10. They get back, check the SMT data. He was 75, 80% power the entire run. So like he was really fast.
I wish we could have seen what he could have done with a healthy vehicle because he was.
with a good car.
Yeah, not an
RCR 33 cars have never once been good equipment.
No,
So anyway, yeah, Josh Berry incident. Dan.
Josh, the Go Bowling race is at Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
So the whole field goes through turn 10, coming down to the tight hairpin at 11. Bubba gets like shoved. I think they actually said, was this Will Brown? Did he do this? Oh no, he was already out at that point. Bubba goes wide through 10. He ends up off in the dirt to the left. He comes back on the track, which apparently was completely unrelated because
I think everyone reacted.
Everyone kind of reacted, but I don't know if this had anything to do with it. Josh Berry kind of looks like he was going for maybe not a dive bomb, but he was going to pass somebody. He didn't know.
The 43 was dive bombing Josh.
Well,
he was
no,
blocking him.
According to Josh, he didn't know he was there.
Oh.
Josh came over the radio and said, I didn't know he was there. So I think the 43 went to dive bomb Josh. Josh went to dive bomb somebody else, but didn't know the 43 was there. 43 gets back into gets into the back of the 4. The 4 just locks all 4 of them up. He is now in a death slide. He can't stop. He kind of brushes the inside wall. And Christopher Bell and Martin Truex are already making the corner. Like, they're broadside. And Josh Berry just takes, just like a bowling ball, boom, right into everybody. You got cars spinning everywhere. McDowell was in it, I think.
My boy Cam
Oh,
Waters.
no, he went around the outside.
My boy Cam Waters was in it.
Seabell.
LaJoie. I think Chase was back there. No, Chase.
Austin
wasn't back
Dillon
there.
was in it. Josh Berry, Martin Truex Jr., Seabell, Cam Waters.
Yeah, Dylan broke a toe link.
Yeah.
Like, there was a mess.
Byron was in that too.
Byron broke a toe link, too.
Yep.
It was just a mess.
That
and it
pretty
was-
much ended Byron's day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, total mess there. Get back to green after that. We have another get-together with Austin Cindric, Noah Gragson go for a spin. McDowell spins trying to avoid it.
Yep.
Yeah, got messy there too.
Yeah, McDowell, dude, pet your lucky horseshoe or whatever you got under the seat of that car.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he went flying off the track
And just
and somehow didn't like murder the tire wall after Noah had already hit him and disturbed him.
yeah, he just bumped them. Like, oops.
Because Noah buried the tire wall, and they were talking about that like piece of board they have across the tires to
Yeah.
kind of keep them intact. That was gone by the time
Yep.
McDowell got there because
Yep.
Noah had knocked it off. So McDowell got super lucky here.
Yeah.
That he didn't sustain seemingly any damage from this.
No, I don't think he did. But that gets us pretty much to the end of stage 2. Chris Buescher takes that. Varying strategies here. Ryan Preece comes in second. Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, AJ Allmendinger, your top 5. Brad Kay, Eric Jones, Todd Gilliland, who just hung out up front all damn day. They had a great day.
He's also
Joey Logano and Harrison
He's
Burton.
absorbed a lot from McDowell as far as road racing goes, because Todd Gilliland has all of a sudden just been synonymous for being just right there inside the top 10 in the road courses.
Yeah.
So he's definitely absorbed a lot from McJesus. My one question,
I'll take it.
my one question with this is, what the fuck are the strategies? I still, right now, a day later, I don't understand the strategies these guys are running. So we had 7 cars stay out the entire time. The top 7 from Larson to I think Chase was in 7th, coming to the end of stage 2, had not pitted yet.
Mm-hmm.
They all pit with like 3 to go in the stage to split the stage. But no one pits at the end of the stage because everyone else is changing the strategy. Why not stay out the extra 2 laps?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's just,
I see what you're saying.
like, obviously, like, they probably expected some people to pit at the end of the stage, but I think 4, maybe 5 guys did. Because Larson and all these guys come out high 20s. From like 23rd to 30th is these 7 cars that pitted at the end of the stage. I'm just wondering, like, these guys all sacrifice stage points
For what?
for
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
don't
obviously,
understand the strategy.
it's one of those things that you have to know what other people are doing, and you can't. Like, you don't know what other people are going to do, so like you try to play the everyone else is going to stay out, so you're the only one that pits. But then when a whole bunch of people pit with you, it blows it out of the water and completely ruins the strategy.
Because typically at road courses, we have 2 different pit strategies.
Yeah.
You have the
You
guys
take the
getting
points or you
stage
flip the
points,
stage.
and we have the guys going for the race win. Yeah. But this race, the guys all got stage points in stage 1, but didn't in stage 2, but didn't benefit from it. It was super
Right.
weird. And then
It's a roll of the dice.
come to stage 3, they all have to pit at the same time. It made no sense to me.
Yeah. Stage 3, obviously varying strategies there on green flag stops. I guess the best way to pick it up is towards the end when we have Chris Buescher leading, Martin Truex Jr. in second, Larson trying to run them down.
And Larson, I will give him credit. He's really the only one that made that stage 2
You guys paint the picture for the
strange
final stage.
pit strategy work.
I
Because
left the seat warm for you.
Because Larson was so fast, he was able to lose the least amount of ground
Yeah.
when they pit. And I think he was honestly the only one who got tires at the end of that
I know
race.
they said like Reddick didn't get tires. A bunch of
Reddick
guys
didn't. I know Bowman didn't. I don't think Suarez did. He
Yeah.
was also on the same strategy. Ross, I don't know if Ross did.
I don't know.
Ross might have because he was really fast at the end of that race.
I was in and out of consciousness at this point, so I don't remember.
But it was
a
just,
lot.
this is one of those races, like, I still can't wrap my head
The
around
strategy was wild.
what the strategy was,
It was-
and what the good one was and what the bad one
It
was.
was all over the place.
Larson won, but Larson was the best car, so he could have won with either strategy.
Yeah.
So I just don't see it, and I don't know why. Like I said, I don't know why these guys like short pitted for stage 2.
It was weird.
Like
Yeah.
I just feel like you collect those points, especially you got guys like Blaney, Bowman. I'm trying to think of who else was in that group. Ross. You had like 4 out of these 7 guys haven't won yet this
They
year,
need points.
and could use every point they
Yep.
could get. I mean, Bowman. Stay out, take that stage point or
Yep.
that stage win, dude. You need everything you get. That's 10 points right there.
Yep, exactly.
Like, why did you pit? Unless the only thing I can think of is they were short on gas to make it to the end of the stage,
Maybe.
because I think that was technically halfway, wasn't it?
No, it was a little more than halfway, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand the strategy. But at the end of the race with 40 to go, I
It was
think.
like 40 to go. Larson comes out, 8 seconds back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
7
was-
seconds or so in 8th place.
Yeah, it was it was Buescher and then Truex, which they put on a great
8
battle.
seconds back with 25 to go.
Okay. Buescher and Truex are battling. Great battle, by the way.
Yeah,
like, it was
definitely.
awesome seeing Truex try to set him up. I thought Buescher was going to have him, but you're just watching the pylon, and it's like Larson's 6 seconds back. Larson's 5 seconds back, 4 seconds back.
Which
Now-
it took
and-
a couple laps
and
for
they're
him
starting-
to really
yeah.
start the momentum.
And then they were starting to battle a little bit harder, which helped him even more. I think they said it on the teardown that if Truex was able to get around Buescher faster, Larson probably would have had a harder time running him down.
yeah,
because
Buescher was definitely the slowest of the 3.
Buescher was slowing him up. They were battling for a long time, and Larson was just able to reel him in. And then it was like he had all 3 of them under a blanket, and then Truex finally gets by Buescher and leads for 2 corners, and then Larson passes
I don't
him.
even think it was 2 corners.
Yeah.
I think it was literally 1 corner. And Buescher biffed 1 corner, Truex got by him, and then Truex biffed the next
Biffed,
corner,
the
and
next
Larson
corner.
got by him.
Yeah.
The one thing we heard the most hated words in NASCAR. They were dealing with dirty air at a road course.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
Like, how is that even possible?
I have no idea.
Like Truex was talking about, as soon as I get behind him, I have no grip.
Yep.
It's like, what?
Yep.
How does that make any sense? And then Larson, he's gaining 0.7 a lap on these guys. Gets to Truex's bumper, stuck behind him.
I remember there was
laps.
one point Larson was still like 3-4 seconds back, and they flashed the lap times up. He was a second faster. Like,
Yeah.
it was insane how much he was wheeling that fucking car.
yeah, I was.
But yeah, so
Ultimately gets around him.
yeah, Larson gets around him. I mean, pretty much drives off. Truex hung with him though. Truex did hang with him a little bit. I think he looked inside of him going into 11 at one point, with a couple laps to go. But yeah, I think there was a point where he looked like he maybe missed a corner. Larson stretched out to him, and then we get to turn 11 on the last lap.
And what happens?
Poor Martin Truex. He's coming down that little short chute into 11, and you see him start wiggling the car. He's weaving it back and forth. The thing just dies getting into 11, which is the slowest corner. And you're not going to roll to the start-finish line. They get down to what, like 50 in that corner, 40, 50 miles an hour?
Yeah, yeah.
That. So Truex runs out of fuel. He's literally like a quarter mile short. And he just starts, he's rolling. There's no caution yet. Larson takes the checkered flag. McDowell goes by. Busher goes by. And the whole field,
Chase and Ross go by, and they're
that was scary.
like dooring each other by
Because
him.
I didn't see this until the Average Joe posted it today. So on the last lap, this is far away from the leaders. Chastain takes Kyle Busch out, sends it on in there, and just.
That's not Chastain's fault.
I think Chastain lost the front end. It looked like he slid.
Kyle Busch was out of gas.
Oh.
Denny Hamlin was talking about. Denny Hamlin pulled up SMT on his podcast. He goes, Kyle Busch was out of the throttle halfway down that hill, where you are
Really?
normally full throttle. And Kyle Busch, I think, was flipping the switch, and that's when Ross got to him. Because if you watch Ross's onboard, he catches him a shit ton, and then you see the back of Ross's car kick out.
Yeah.
Ross is like, oh, why is he going so slow?
Oh, shit.
Even Ross said on his post race, he's like, I don't know what happened to the 8 there.
So
Obviously, everyone thinks he's like, oh, I don't know what happened. The 8 just spun out. It's like, no, he doesn't know why the 8 stopped.
Yeah,
in the
from
middle
what
of the
I
corner.
saw, it looked like Chastain got in too hot, but that makes
Right.
sense if he didn't expect
ran
the
out.
8 to be going so slow. So the 8 runs out of gas. Chastain spins him, and then Chase gets by Kyle Busch as well. Now he's right behind Ross. They go into 11. Chase, give him some credit because we never see aggression out of that kid. He shipped him. He shipped Ross. He just punted him right in the back bumper. Ross went, missed the corner. Chase gets to his inside. I think Ross did come off on his door, and they were kind of bumping, coming to the line, and I think they caught the 19, who was essentially parked.
Right. At that last,
Yeah, that was scary.
left-handed sweeper coming to the start-finish line, the 19 was going 2 miles an hour coasting right there. And these guys go by after just beating each other. Chase is running for his life.
Yeah.
And it goes by, and I think NASCAR saw that and all right, let's throw the yellow.
The yellow came out after that, and it was funny watching Truex. He basically used the starter to just bump start it across the line. It took, I think they said the lap time was 2 minutes and 50 seconds or something stupid like that.
Took him forever.
But-
and the whole crowd is cheering him on, crawling across the finish line.
We had a great video from our listener, Dodger, who I wanted to highlight. His first race. He's never been to a race before.
Oh, no shit.
Yep. So
That's
we were
awesome.
getting updates from him all day yesterday.
And a great race to be at.
He was hyped. I'm so happy he got. We talked about it when not Bob Levi got to go to Richmond. He's been to races before, but he got to go and see his driver win, which is awesome. Getting to go to your first race and seeing your driver win, that's perfect. I think my first race, I think Gordon won, and I was 8, and I was like, woo!
Same.
It's greatest. Yeah,
It
what was
took
that,
me
the 1998 CMT 300?
Yeah.
Yep.
It took me 20+ years to see my favorite driver win it while I was there.
But it was just really cool. But he had a video because he was sitting right at the start-finish line. So he had his video of the crowd, and you can hear the track announcer you can do it. You're almost there.
And they counted him down.
As he's
that was great.
line. It was so funny. I was telling Kyle about this. Did you hear about, or you listen to DBC? So I didn't know the Kyle Busch saga.
I did because I didn't know all the details. I had to go back and look at the results to see who leapfrogged people because all the teams were posting the revised finishing.
I saw
order.
that, yeah.
Instead of 13th, 14th, and 18th, we finished this.
So apparently Kyle Busch was credited with a 17th. Well, he came across the line in 17th place. He was out of gas as well, not as severely as Truex. I think he still a little bit, but he coasted across the line. And then they went back. Apparently, when they threw the caution for Truex, they froze the field at the last scoring loop. and Kyle was in like 12th. So he gained 5 spots by a lucky caution.
Yeah.
So when they froze the field, where was Truex?
That's what I said.
Truex
but he
is the
caused
cause
the caution.
of the caution.
So he's not.
Yeah, see, that's one of those like
It's weird, but
why are you benefiting one guy that ran out of gas and penalizing another guy that ran out of gas?
Because he didn't cause the
what I mean?
caution.
It's
Busch
it's
was
one
still
of those things.
running.
It's like that. If you're not under power, you're not under power. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
And
So,
it just
that is what it is. Yeah.
it just confused some things.
Yeah.
But luckily, Fox pretty much tuned out the second the checkered flag flew.
oh yeah, they did.
So we didn't have to worry about any of this.
Yeah, of course not.
They had their bags packed. They're done. See you later.
Yeah, we're paid through Sonoma.
Thank
That doesn't
God.
mean post race.
Oh, I'm so happy.
And it's funny because I'm watching the Xfinity race and Fox is saying all their goodbyes and stuff like they do all the time.
Well,
they do
they're-
it every year.
It was bigger with the Xfinity race because they're done with Xfinity. So
No, thanks for taking my thing. That's what I was going to say.
okay.
Anyway,
Whatever.
Larson takes a checkered flag, followed by McDowell, Busher, Elliott, Chastain, Dinger, Blaney, Reddick, Bell, and Todd Gilliland, your top 10. And big shouts to Corey LaJoy, bringing her home 11th.
He had a great day.
A great day for all of Spire because Corey brings it home 11th, Zane Smith 16th, and Carson Hocevar 17th.
Say top
So
20 for all of them is really
that's
good.
that's a strong day for the Spire
Also,
team.
huge comeback for AJ.
Yeah.
Who was straight up not having a good time.
Oh, he was
AJ
not having
did
fun.
not have a good weekend. Did
No.
you hear him on the radio in the Xfinity race?
I think so, but
Can I be done? And I don't mean this race.
oh, I didn't hear that.
Direct quote.
I mean, you got to think about it though. He was the road course guy at Colleague, and now
The torch has been passed.
did you see? You ever seen the meme of like the people in the pool? There's the adult holding the kid up, and then there's the other one like drowning.
Yeah, that's AJ.
I saw one that was that the kid drowning is AJ, and it's like Colleague holding up SVG.
They got to be careful because they're losing SVG.
Yeah, that's not their toy. That's that's not yours.
I
That's
don't think they're actually losing them because they're going to merge with Trackhouse.
that's a rental car.
I'm still standing by that.
Yeah,
So they're
but-
gonna absorb SVG and 3 other drivers. Good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to
So-
they got to make AJ happy if they want to keep him around. 'Cause
Yeah.
that man is ready to sail off into the sunset
Well,
the
and
way
he's-
things have been
I
going.
mean, he's been done. Look at it. They dragged him back to
Yeah.
do Cup last year. And he was like, I don't want to. I want to do Xfinity.
Clear.
Like,
Poof.
yeah.
You're back.
Yeah.
But great weekend overall. Honestly, I enjoyed all of the races. For the first time, I think both of them were great.
Yeah, I was prepared
so-
to come in here and say that the Cup race was better than the Xfinity race. It wasn't.
No,
But they
no.
were close.
They were both great. So,
No, and the
I
Cup
enjoyed
race
them.
had just enough craziness
Yeah.
to make it entertaining. I mean, the racing wasn't outstanding.
No.
But it had just enough craziness and
Well, and that's-
unexpected to make it entertaining.
That's what we used to love about road courses with the old cars because you had spins and you had wrecks because they weren't supposed to. What?
Questions. I'm excited.
Why?
Finish.
Okay, I'm done. But no, like the old cars, you would have the random spin outs and people pushing it too hard because they weren't supposed to do that. We don't get that with these cars because it's essentially a fucking touring car. Like they don't. It's hard to wreck them. So seeing the guys having to push so hard yesterday on the repave and making
It's the
mistakes
repave, yeah.
and making mistakes. That's what we've been missing with road course racing.
The fact that this was so much faster and they could do that made for more mistakes, and it was wonderful. Put on a great show. All right, let's
So questions. If
answer
you
some
are
questions.
the like 9 to 10 of you still in the live chat. If you have any questions, now is the time.
There's 11.
So
says.
we
Well,
will go.
One of them's me.
Oh, I also just joined.
So-
brought up to 11.
So we'll probably like 9 people watching
Yeah.
us. Good
So
job.
we will start with the Instagram questions. We're going to start with Sully Socks,
I was just gonna say I miss Ronan's mom.
Ronan's mom, baby.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God! If your ads for medication were shown in Ireland, no one would take it. The amount of side effects, the shocked emoji face, and may cause death. Scary.
We have talked
Bro,
about that.
that's
With,
been an ongoing joke since like the 80s.
yeah, we've talked about that with your son when he's here, and he can't believe it either. And you're
Yeah.
right. Like, oh, I'm gonna take this medication to fix my psoriasis, but it may cause cancer, death,
Yeah.
anal bleeding, like
Loss of your
deal with the-
firstborn.
I'll deal with the psoriasis. Thank you.
Do you have a sore throat? Take this medication. Possible side effects are your feet are going to fall off,
Yeah.
your hair will fall off, but you'll no longer have a sore throat. You
Impotent-
also might die.
Impotence,
Your eyelids
Talk
might
to your
invert
doctor.
themselves. You can
Impotence.
no longer
What?
cry.
constipation.
The
Like-
thing that they're solving for is so minuscule in comparison to what
Yeah.
could happen.
Yeah.
Are your feet itchy? Take this pill.
You might
Your foot
die.
might fall off, but it won't be itchy
It's
anymore.
ridiculous.
Like what?
Yeah.
And it's every sporting event.
Oh my god.
Oh, and they're especially on the NASCAR side, it's geared towards older men for the most part. It's like, is your wiener bend to the left?
Yeah. Oh no, Tyler Page, take this sore throat medication. Side effect may cause sore throat.
May make it way worse.
May worsen everything. All right, Relum Nevek.
That's Kevin Miller backwards.
And I've seen Kevin Miller backwards. Ain't bad.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Oh my god!
I was wondering where Kevin.
Oh my! Canceled.
I was wondering where Kevin
Canceled.
went at the wedding.
Kevin said, "Can it be New Hampshire weekend already?"
Buddy, I'm bringing the camper up in 5 days ish. We will be bringing the camper up on this Saturday.
Saturday.
Which is the worst because you bring it up there, you get it all set up, and then you have to leave for like 5 days. It's like, damn it! No, I want to stay.
know, right?
I want to stay right now.
Jet Daily.
Oh boy.
Will Ryan Blaney ever win again?
Nope.
Mike
Knock
is
forward.
Mike is vegan.
Proud of you, Jet, for getting the ducks out of your bathroom. They're building the fucking farm up there. Apparently, they're turning into like the Canadian version of John Stairs. His wife keeps buying farm animals and
Nice. Mike is vegan. I think the SVG Hill drama did carry on after Coda. This won't be the last of these two.
I hope not.
Well, if they're up front, they're going to run into each other fairly frequently.
Yep.
I don't think it matters where they're on the track where they're going to
They
run.
think we run it for 30th, and they're going to be.
Yeah, they seem to find each other quite frequently. G60 Tim. Logano sucks. I had hopes for him with a good qualifying. Any of you going to the New England 900?
The what, meow?
I don't know what the New England 900 is,
I don't know what that is either.
but it sounds like something fun to go to.
Tell me. Tell us more.
Text me.
Is that code?
Oh. Oh, we got an FMK.
Yes!
We got an FMK from Relum Nevek.
Oh, no. Is it him upside down again?
Nice.
Nice.
Fuck, marry, kill. Kevin forward, Kevin backward.
Relum Nevek, Kevin Miller.
Fuck.
Divorced Dad Rock. Creed, Stained, Nickelback.
Oh.
Marrying Nickelback, fucking Creed, killing Stained.
No, not Sheldon, the band.
Oh, marrying Sheldon Creed.
Yeah, I'm going to kill. You know what? I hate it, though, because growing up, I loved Stained.
I couldn't name a single Stained song.
I liked them back in the day.
You got to open the DM, too. There's a question in the DM for me.
Oh, there's a DMs, is this?
Yeah, so save that. I don't have an answer to this because I haven't listened to much of it. I like Creed a lot.
Creed, I like that one song.
With arms wide open.
Yeah. But like Nickelback, like they had some bangers. All right.
Okay, we also have to highlight. See somebody in NASCAR. I know none of you listen to us. Please hire the SHR fucking social team because that Vine reel they put out. Did you not see that?
I don't think so.
Oh, it was so good, dude.
Oh my god, we're watching it after this because
Okay.
it is.
Like I said on Discord, race teams come and go, Vines forever.
Yeah, so they have the Nickelback. Look at this graph, and it says the engineers in post race meetings.
Oh, don't ruin it. I want to see it.
But no, like, I think I might have to agree with Norm. It's a toss up with Nickelback and Creed for me. It's how many beers have I had? That's
3.
I just think
That's not enough.
there's more Nickelback songs I would enjoy than Creed.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. I think and Scott Stapp's kind of annoying. The lead singer
He's
of Creed.
preachy.
He's preachy.
All right. Sam Valley 95 got my Daytona 500 tickets.
I was going to say.
I'll be in the 400 level at the exit of pit lane.
That shit was like 3 months ago.
No, I saw that I got an email the other day that tickets went on sale like this week. So.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Sam Valley 95. What driver would you want to see a documentary about?
Apparently, Race Hub had a Steve
Bubba.
Park one on the other night that looked sick, and I forgot to watch it.
Oh.
Did you watch the diecast thing on Race Hub?
Tim Richmond. No, I did not.
Oh my god, it was so good.
Dude, Tim Richmond, I love that video, that rain delay video they were doing. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that's good.
The Tim Richmond, he like steals the microphone.
yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like, Steve, how's the weather over there? And the guy opens the porta potty. He goes, smelly. All right. To you. And it's like the guy sitting in his car is like, wipers are still on. It's still raining.
But they had Race Hub's been doing these little like RIP Race Hub after like this week though.
Yeah.
They've been doing these like little mini movie things. They had one about the rise of diecast collecting, and it was actually really sick. They had the guy that started Action Performance, and they had a bunch of stories about, like them pitching the silver car to Dale, and that's like what started Special Paint Schemes was the silver car, and how much money they made on that, and all this stuff. It was actually really great. They had a bunch of diecast collectors too. Like,
meanwhile, our dads are watching it. Like, I feel personally attacked.
Yeah, literally. But they had a guy. There's a store down in Mooresville. Oh my god, it looked like heaven. Take every gypsy tent we've been into and double its size and put it in a store.
Hell
I can
yeah.
smell it from here.
It was unbelievable.
I'm sneezing already.
So it was
as far as
but
the Earnhardt Amazon documentary they're coming out with next year,
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt.
that's going to be the banger because
Yeah.
it's all junior.
it's gonna be junior. Yeah, but they did one the next night about Steve Park, about how he was like destined to be really good and then got in a bunch of accidents and just never amounted to anything. And how
Yeah,
much
not
that
to
sucked.
mention Steve Park is along the lines of Michael Waltrip. It's
Yeah.
like finally gets his big shot. The guy who supported you, believed in you, gave you the job, dies.
Yeah.
And he was kind of left on that same island as Michael Waltrip. It's like, all right, like my number one cheerleader is gone. Steve Park's story, I bet, is wicked interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to watch it.
He was
and I
super
forgot.
good on the Dale Jr. download.
Yep.
Sells batteries now, big battery guy.
Documentary wise, though, I mean, there's so many that just had interesting stories.
Yeah.
Whether it's how they came up, how their career ended.
I'd watch any of them.
Honestly, you name it. You name any of the guys like Ernie Irvin. You know, that'd be a great documentary.
Kenny
Like,
Schrader.
Kenny Schrader, like any of those would be great. There's really no good answer for that.
Jimmy Spencer, I just want to see all the people he's fought.
All right.
Because
We
he
got,
would just show up to races to fight
we
people.
got 16 more.
And
Solid showing. All right. Flino 365. I said it right. We had fun last week. And the question is, thanks for butchering my nickname last week. It's just Flynn with an O at the end.
oh yeah, we were messing with the Flino.
Anyway, SVG back to back. Yeah, we knew. We're just having fun.
Oh yeah, we get it, Flinu. Jesus.
I think it's Flyno.
Yeah, Flyno. Calm down. We were just
It's
having
like
fun.
Kevin.
Florida, why no?
If we butcher it because it's fun and we're just having fun with you. Just like we do with Kevin Miller and his Instagram handle being Relum Nevek, which is just his name backwards.
It's his Russian name.
And we've been doing that for 3 years
like when
now.
I thought his name was Nick.
Yeah, exactly. Sam Valley 95. With Fox done, what is your rating for Kevin Harvick in the booth?
I will give him like a 9 to 10 out of 10. I thought he brought so much to the booth.
I'm not going to go that high. I'm going to go 8.4. My only gripe, I think it's fantastic having someone in the booth that was just in the car. Brings a lot of good insight.
Oh, Flino's in the chat.
Hey, my man. A lot of great insight, was just in the car this year too.
Yeah.
My only gripe is the shots at Boyer got a little much.
How many times did we hear, oh, look, you're right for once?
Yeah,
Like-
the banter back and forth. I don't know if they're trying to be like Charles Barkley and Shaq
Yeah,
on the.
I agree.
It got to be a little much. Otherwise, for a first-time guy, full-time in the booth, I think he did
I think-
fantastic. That's my only
I
gripe.
don't know,
Is like
did you listen to the
the
teardown
banter
at
was a
all
little much
today?
No.
They talked, I guess, Gluck did an interview or talked to Mike Joy, I guess. There was a whole thing, I guess it was on The Athletic, talking about how he sees like people's complaints about Fox and how a lot of people were talking. I saw something on Twitter where people were like, he shouldn't be the one getting the complaints because he's not the problem. It's the production crew. But I guess Mike Joy admitted that Kevin Harvick has like reignited him. He was like, I've seen people saying I lost my fastball, but like, I get it. But when you have a consistent booth, I mean, think of the last couple of years, Gluck brought it up. It was
It's been a
Coda.
revolving door.
Remember Coda last year? Gluck brought this up, and I forgot all about this. At one point, Mike Joy had to deal with himself, Clint Boyer, I think it was Larry Mack, Gunther Steiner, Chase Elliott on a fucking Zoom call.
Kurt Busch.
That was Kurt Busch was the other one. He had to deal with like 5 people in the booth all at once. Like, how are you supposed to corral that?
Yeah.
So for him to have the same 2 guys, I thought Mike Joy had one of his best years in a while.
I mean, we talked
Agree.
about that for like the first 4 weeks of the season. Like, holy shit, Mike Joy has been jump-started.
Yep, and I think Kevin gave him that life. And
Agreed.
I think that's why
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm giving Kevin such high remarks, because I think he elevated the whole booth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the booth has definitely stepped up. It's still not NBC level.
Agreed.
Like NBC, given their lost junior,
I want
but
to see what
last
they
year,
look like this year.
They were so good because the chemistry was just so good, and we didn't have this. Kevin Harvick and Clint Boyer have been friends for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Why are we making their relationship so artificial?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels so forced. It's like, dude, just let these guys hang out like they're having a beer.
Yeah.
And it's just like, for a fact the producers are standing like, dude, make a jab. Make it like,
say like
it was the same.
Make him feel like what he said was dumb. It's funny.
It was the
it's
same
no,
thing.
Make it natural.
The couple times that Tony was in the booth with Clint, like that they're buddies, but it felt forced.
It's too much.
It was too much.
Yeah. Downriver Diecast with a couple. You guys should do a YouTube live from New Hampshire. We can't do that yet. We have not reached enough followers.
I thought we could go mobile at
Nope.
50. Is it 100?
That's 1,000.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
100%? Because I thought I saw mobile at 100.
You are wrong. Verified at 1,000.
Okay.
To do it on a mobile phone. We could bring like a camera and hook it up to a laptop, which is dumb. But like using the mobile app, you got to be important.
Not important.
No. What's your favorite stadium, and what's one stadium you really want to visit? My favorite stadium's Fenway.
I was going to say probably
from the heritage.
Probably Fenway just because of the history. I also love the Garden because it's the Garden.
What do I really want to visit is Bowman Gray.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Bowman Gray. Trying to think of other things. There's probably some out there, but I'm drawing blanks right now.
Coliseum would be cool to go to, not necessarily for the Clash, but just to go to the Coliseum.
Yeah.
As much as it would probably suck, I would love to go to. I know you've been to like a Buffalo or a Lambeau for a Pats game in like December. Like just a full on. I want the full winter football.
It sucks.
It sucks. I know it would suck, but it's one of those like do it kind of things. Like,
I also went to Miami in the middle of summer.
I would like
also sucked, but was a better suck.
True.
I would like to go to one of the like massive soccer stadiums in Europe just to experience it.
I honestly would go to Gillette to watch a New England Revolution game.
Yeah.
Like I am like
I've been.
okay with
I got
soccer.
a buddy with season tickets.
Yeah. Like I'm just like
it's not full.
I'm just okay watching soccer. Like I would enjoy it.
I would love, and this is again no allegiance, but like go to the Big House in Michigan for a Michigan football game. Like the place holds
massive.
Yeah, a college football game.
I would love to go LSU, Death Valley on. Like
he said one, Dan. You're at like 7.
I'm just saying, there's a bunch of them out there. Any of those Southern college footballs, like on a Saturday,
you pick one. You get free pick one now of the ones you mentioned.
No, I'm gonna pick
Anaheim for Supercross.
Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh, that's a left
all right. What is one race you would want to relive that you have attended?
Daytona, but on Sunday.
It would save me a little bit of money.
Yeah, with me there.
Yeah, you'd be with us.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That has no effect on why I want to do it. But
first year Pocono.
Oh God, that was so fun. Just we'll never be
our first year together, not your first year.
Yeah, that was. We'll never be able to replicate that. And it was the doubleheader year. Like that's that night after watching the Cup race and the truck race on Saturday, and we're like, we get to do it all over again tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Like this is the cool day.
You know what? I'm gonna say my first ever Cup race, just so I can rehearse it in such detail, like Kyle does his first ever Cup race, because for whatever reason he was like writing down the freaking humidity levels that day. So I want to relive my first ever Cup race just so I can be like, yes, and the wind was blowing southeast at roughly 8 miles per hour, and the trees were tilting 12 degrees left. And
I don't know why, because it wasn't a good race, but again, I've said it before, but the November Loudon race, just because it was hilarious, because the amount of times we all looked around and went, what is this? It's the day after Thanksgiving. Yeah. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Downriver Diecast with one more. Any good last day of school stories? What was your favorite thing to do on summer vacation?
Round up all the freshmen and paddle them. Driving around with my boys in their 1970s GTOs and never mind.
That was your dad, probably.
That was dazed and confused.
Last day of school, my senior year, we did a parade. So we met at like the pond, which was like around the corner from the high school. And there was a quote unquote access road to the high school. It was like almost a mile long. So the police like blocked the road off so we could do like a parade lap, if you will.
Like on foot?
No, in the cars.
Hot laps.
I was hammered drunk. And it was like
on alcohol?
Oh, yeah. I was. We went out the night before, did not go to bed. I was annihilated. And I was surfing on the roof of one of my buddy's cars. We were the first car behind the cruiser. I'm standing on top of the roof driving. I don't know why the cop let me do it. And my sister is sitting on the road, like, trying to take pictures last day of school. She's like, get down. I'm like, oh God. Sorry.
When I was really little, not really little, but like my grandfather had a house on like a block off of Hampton Beach. And the last day of school was always my mom would round us all up and we'd go there for like 3 weeks. Like last day of school, it was you're out of school, bags are packed, let's go.
That's
and we would I mean, we did it for most of my childhood. Like, just
That's sick.
We'd be there for a couple weeks. Looking back, my dad was never there. I wonder why they got divorced. Weird, but
Crazy.
yeah.
He's
but
got cars to build, man.
But that was sick. Like, it was just really cool because it was like it was either the afternoon of the last day of school or like the next morning. Like, it was school's out to the beach for like 2-3 weeks.
That's sweet.
It was sick. Aside from that, though, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I don't have any specific last day of school memories. Like, I remember my graduation.
I didn't do that, so I don't know.
I remember getting suspended. I can't remember if it was 7th or 8th grade. We had like a weird middle school where it was only 2 years, 7th and 8th grade. And I got suspended 2 days before school was over.
So you just said fuck it?
For reasons I won't get into.
Unknown.
And I can't remember what specific incident was. There was 2. And I can't remember which one got me suspended. But I remember you reminded me of this earlier when you were talking about your punishment for losing not being able to do the Pinewood Derby. I got suspended for the last 2 days of school. Any normal kid would be like, hell yeah, dude, summer's 2 days longer. I did construction for 2 days. My mom's like, you're not enjoying.
Yeah, you're not having
You're
fun.
not getting extra days off from school. You're going to work. You're waking up at 5:30 in the morning. You're going to work with your dad, and you're doing whatever he tells you to do. Oh. So I carried sheetrock for 2 days.
Oh.
That's awesome.
No, it wasn't sheetrock. I think we were building a deck.
So it's like plywood or
so it's like 2x4s and shit.
That's a good punishment, though.
I wish, like, that's the one thing that sucks about being an quote-unquote adult is, like, this time of year, like, because I live, like, to get from my house anywhere, I have to drive by, like, a middle school. And I can, like...
They allow any of those?
Yeah, it's weird. If I'm driving by, I'm okay.
Okay.
But it's weird, like, I always know this time of year there's going to be that day I go by and I see all the excited kids because they have, like, summer off. And I'm like, fuck, I wish I could go back and have summer off.
Embrace this. You'll never have it again.
What is it? Billy Madison.
Stay here forever.
Stay here as long as you can.
Don't grow up.
Don't grow up.
Yeah.
Like, I just miss that feeling of knowing that for the next, like, 3 months,
Just relief.
you just have nothing.
Yeah,
just nothing.
That'll never happen again.
I'm gonna wake up at the same time I go to school every day, but I'm gonna get on my bike and go hang out with my friends, and we're gonna run around in the woods and go to the skate park and like go swimming. And I miss that. That was the best.
Right?
Back in
One of us needs to hit the lotto so we could just do that.
Back like before cell phones, when you would just show up at your friend's house, like
You just looked for all the bikes in the front yard?
you just look for the bikes. That was the neighborhood I grew up in. It was go to the house with the bikes or go to where we've built jumps because someone will be there. And then in an hour, everyone will be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Those are the best. The friends hunt was always the most fun. It's like,
yeah.
I had to go to church with my mom or whatever this morning. So like my friends are already gonna be hanging out. I got to go find them.
Yeah. Oh,
Did you guys have Secret Assassin in high school?
No, I did not.
No, I don't know what that is.
I did get to participate though when my little sister, Steph's sister, was in high school. She enlisted me to help her get her person. So I got to like creep around neighborhoods and like drive her to the person's house. We're like sitting outside their house. You know what it is, right?
No.
You have no idea what that is?
So Dan is 15 years older than Steph's sister?
No. Yes. 14.
So you're creeping around with her looking for high school kids? You're sicko.
Yep. Yes, you're assigned a person. Like it's like almost like I don't want to say like a bracket system, but it's like Norm has me. And
they just like somebody arranges it. It's always a student. The school cannot
be involved.
Like if they even see you with a squirt gun on premises, you're like suspended.
But it's like Norm will get
it's kids usually senior year because you have to have your license to make it entertaining, and one kid will just arrange it. Like, all right, go talk to Scotty for a Secret Assassin. Okay, all right, Scotty, here's $5. Enter me in Secret Assassin. Whatever the rules were, just verbal agreement or whatever. And you get a name. Scotty will find you. All right, you have to get Aiden. Okay. You're now stalking Aiden.
And you can't do it during school. Like, that's off limits. There was
Not
a bunch
school,
of, like, rules.
Not at work.
Yeah, school or
Going
work.
to work, you park your car in front of the grocery store you work at. From there to the door, free game. So you're running to work. At your house is fine. I had friends that literally just walked into people's houses and squirted them with a squirt gun. Dude sitting on his couch, watching TV with his parents, and some dude just walked in his front door. All right, who'd you have?
Yeah.
And that's how it works. So you have Aiden. You get Aiden. You kill him first. Squirt him with a squirt gun. Aiden, who did you have? I had Steve. Okay, now you have to find Steve.
Oh, okay.
And last person standing wins.
So my Steph's sister was doing it, and they're like, they know my car. They're going to see me coming. I'm like, I got you. So we like drive to their house. I like park like a block away. She like runs through the woods to get them when they were coming home from work. Like it was actually fun. I was jealous. I was like, I wish I had that in high school. Why didn't we do that?
That's
like,
cool. I like that.
Yeah, like I had a pickup truck in high school. I had to be worried about people laying in the bed of my pickup truck.
Yeah.
Because they would get there at like 3 a.m, get in the bed, and as soon as you walk out for school, bop, bop,
That's
squirt you with a
awesome.
squirt gun.
Yeah.
I was out on the first day. I got into a car chase. So there was me.
And this is why the school can't be involved.
Me and my buddy Jake both had Dakota RTs. Mine was bright blue. His was black. I think it was Dinko had me. That was his name. Not my fault. Had me.
Dingo.
Skip 30.
So he chases Jake out of school because Jake has the same truck as me. Jake's a year younger. He's not playing this game. They eventually find me. I notice there's an eclipse following me. I'm taking different turns going through my neighborhood. Like, oh, there's still an eclipse on me. Dude, half a mile from my house, drop a gear, dude. I am doing 65 down my neighborhood.
I'm in his neighborhood. It is not 65s.
I am hauling ass through my neighborhood. Dude, I didn't have my squirt gun on me. It was the first day. I didn't come prepared. It's in my room in the packaging.
Not prepared?
I pull into my driveway, throw it in park. My truck's 45 degrees in my driveway. I sprint around my house.
I
could run back in the day. My knee wasn't blown out back then.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
That happened after high school. It started a lot of things. And I sprint around my house. Luckily, the back door was unlocked because I didn't have to like fondle with the key in the front door.
Back door is always unlocked for fondling.
Back door 10 out of 10 unlocked. Dude, I get into my house, lock the door behind me. I find my squirt gun. I have to rip it out of the package. I'm filling it with water. It's not even full of water yet. Meanwhile, there's 3 kids circling my house with squirt guns. Only one can legally shoot me. But I'm like hanging out the window like I'm in a fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Like, you can't get me. Might as well just leave. And like I'm just like throwing fucking shots out the window, like shooting it out the window. And they're like, all right, dude, like whatever. And I'm
so glad we have video for this.
I didn't think they could shoot me in my house. I wasn't savvy
Norm.
to all the rules.
Again, Norm, not prepared.
I'm hanging out the window talking shit because I don't think they can get me, but I'm talking shit to the friends. Meanwhile, Dinko is still circling my house trying to get an angle on me. They can't shoot me. I'm hanging out the window talking shit to them. He fucking like Call of Duty peeks around the side of my house. Boom! Hits me in my window, dude. I was pissed. It was the first day. But I was like, this is so badass. I just went like ripping through my neighborhood.
I
dude.
miss
It's a hostage
So, and
situation.
that was the fun thing. Like when we were kids, I remember we had a buddy of mine whose dad was super into like weaponry, and he had a set of night vision goggles. We played hide and seek. It was like hide and seek tag at night one night, but the person who was it got the night vision goggles. We were like hiding in the woods and shit behind. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and he's just sitting in the yard looking around for us. I think I found like they had a canoe in their backyard, and I just got like under it. Can't see me. Like
That's awesome.
It was like I miss
Boston
shit like
Bomber?
that. I miss shit like that.
All right, let's keep moving here. We got L98 Jake with a couple. Now that Fox is done, does it feel like Harvick retired all over again? No, I'm looking forward to Fox being done.
I don't know if he even comes back next year.
Does he come back next year?
Oh, we'll find
Hopefully.
out.
Seemed like he didn't want to come this year. I don't know if he's
True.
coming back.
Really glad the repave went well.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. The repave didn't unpave itself. So
Yeah, yep,
kudos.
that's true. Pepper Cuts Grass. Pick 2 active Cup drivers to go down there and beat some V8 supercar ass.
Larson.
And I don't know. Do we send Denny just because we know he'll talk shit?
I think Larson and Denny would be fun to watch.
Yeah,
I
or
think
Larson and Logano.
Larson,
Ooh,
Logano,
Larson and Reddick. Because Reddick's a hell of a road racer.
Larson and McDowell. No, McDowell wouldn't be fun. I'm with you with
Dinger.
Larson. I think Larson. Oh, Dinger would be
Larson
fun.
and Dinger.
Oh, yeah.
He's an active Cup driver. I
I'm
guess
down,
he's active.
I'm down with that. And Dinger wears the right pants, so.
True.
Regardless,
Larson's going. Like, we can
Nathan
all agree
Dan
on that.
4th. LaJoy is 31st in points.
Oof.
If I told you that before Daytona, would you be disappointed, or is that what you would have expected?
Disappointed.
Definitely disappointed.
I would
We
think
had a lot of
Carson's
high
probably
hopes.
like 24.
I would think top half of the 20s, like 21st,
Yeah.
lower half
Yeah.
of the 20s, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, where he was
Because he's
last
had
year.
some good runs, but it's like everything in between is just like the wheels.
The
are
last
falling
couple
off.
weeks before this, like the last month and a half, he's just had
Oh.
shit finishes.
Did you pull up the question?
Yeah.
It's awkward.
It is. I don't like it. I'm already uncomfortable.
All right, you want me to read it?
I'll do it if you
Go
want.
ahead.
Okay. So from Joe Sullivan, Joe Soul. So say you're going to a place with 2 sets of doors. Example, Wawa. And somebody holds the door for you as you're both walking in. Do you say thank you after the first set of doors, the second set of doors, or both sets of doors?
I
Both.
just say thank you and I get out of there as fast as
My
possible.
thing is, if he holds the first set of doors open for me, I'm going to say thank you, then hold the second set open.
Yeah,
For
you
him.
leapfrog.
You leapfrog each other.
That's natural.
That's how I would do it.
Yeah, if they're in the doorway and they're holding it for you to grab it, and then they're still going to be in front of you, then it's awkward.
Oh, I'm going to say thank you twice because I'm awkward. I'm going to go
So,
thank you. Thank you.
I go, thanks,
Again?
thank you, or thanks, buddy, and then the next one is a shortened version, like thanks.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm
Or
gonna
it's
say
a thanks and then awkward smile on the second one. Like the white man.
I'm going to
the
make
white
it
guy
awkward.
just
No,
like
my
I like to
thing
do
is-
dad joke version. I'm like, thanks. And again,
That's what I'll do. I will make it super awkward. I'll be like, oh, thanks. Thanks again. Like, you
Yeah,
know, I'm going to
yeah.
like, I'm going to,
I make it fun.
I'm going to put a spotlight on how fucking awkward this
Oh,
is.
thank you.
thanks and
Round
by the
two.
second door they're like and they say chivalry's dead.
And again, yeah. Thanks.
I'm using
Yeah,
that.
or thanks.
That's awesome.
Like, thanks. And once again, like, you know, it's kind of like, okay,
The gift that keeps on giving.
here's another one for you on the same vein. Someone sneezes, you say bless you. They sneeze again, you say bless you. They sneeze a third time.
I say, all right, that's
No,
enough.
Just die already.
I say it. The guy I work with will go on sneezing fits. He'll be like 5 of them. He'll sneeze, like, oh, bless you. He'll sneeze again. You get 1. That's what I say to him all the time. Like, you get fucking 1.
I just tell them to stay blessed.
Yeah.
Stay blessed. And that does it for the Instagram questions. I didn't see any pop up.
We had a couple. So
Yeah, there's
hold
a
on.
few.
Let me drag it back over here. Sam Valley, any of you going to play college football 25?
Nope.
I've seen great things about it. I've never been a big football video game guy. Neither am I into college football, but I know that it's kind of like NASCAR Racing 2003. The last one that came out was in like 14, and people still play it because it was like the last college football game.
Right.
So the new one coming out looks insane. Like I've seen some of the cutscenes, like they have each individual school's thing. Like if they're running out of the tunnel and they like tap a sign like Notre Dame does, like they do that. Like it looks wicked detailed, but I am not into college football at all, so I will not play it. Hondo, live version's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Seeing 3 guys I retired enjoying life. Love to see it. Just kidding. Good show as always.
Love you, Hondo.
Love you.
Love you, Hondo. Mr. Blaka.
Blaka.
Will Lucis Fast be racing in any of the 24-hour of Lemons events in your area? I see Thompson and some other local races have it. I don't have the wallet for that.
Probably not
I've
this
always
year.
wanted to.
I've always wanted to, but it's a $500.
It's on the to-do list.
It's a $500 car that turns into Ask Jet. It's a $500 car that turns into a $10,000 endeavor.
Yeah.
Because the cage is a couple thousand.
It's a want. Probably not this year, though. I got a lot of other things going on.
Probably won't be for a while, but at some point, I would love to do it.
Well,
that would be fun.
We would make a great team.
I would love to do Loudon just because that road course is sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
S. Blakey said the last race hub is tomorrow
R.I.P.
or on Tuesday. So they're doing like a 90-minute special, which looks pretty cool. I might DVR it and watch it later.
Yeah.
Have you ever, from S. Blakey again, have you ever been suspended or punished at school involving a motor vehicle? Yes, multiple times.
I was never caught. I believe the statute of limitations is over now. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I only missed 1 day of school my entire life.
Come on, tell us the story. You can't do that.
Cut a car in half, welded 3-inch pipe and 3.5-inch pipe, slid it together over the flagpole and welded it together.
Oh, senior prank? Nice. Our the senior class before me bought
It was a CRX, so
yeah, the
nice and easy.
the senior class before us, we had like a courtyard in our school. Back then, there's like now it's all closed off, but back then it was like an open tunnel into the courtyard. There was a junkyard across the street. Senior class the year before me like bought a junk car and just left it in there with no wheels on it.
Yeah.
We all showed up for work. We all showed up for school the next morning, and you're like, the janitor's just standing there like, what do I do? It's just sitting on the frame rail.
Senior
Yeah.
pranks weren't
Yeah.
a thing at my school.
They were.
We cut the hole in it, so when you welded it back together,
Yeah.
it's perfectly around the flagpole, and we welded it back on. So
ours.
our shop teacher knew it was us,
Yeah.
and he had to come back out and cut it off. He's
So,
like, "Fucking dick."
I actually recently found this out. My class didn't really do shit, but there was always this lore at my school that there was. So there used to be the Market Basket by my house, where my shop is. That used to be a mini golf place.
Yep.
And
Yeah, Bedford mini putt.
Yep. The lore was that somebody stole. It was a gorilla and a bear.
Yeah, this was like straight like trash, like 80s mini putt, where it was just like fiberglass
Yeah.
statues and
So-
then just like 2x4 flat mini putt holes.
So the lore was that they stole them and put them on the roof in a sexually compromised position. I always thought it was fake. We were literally just talking about this like 2 weeks ago. Guy I work with, the guy that taught me all the ceiling shit I know, That was his class. And it happened. It wasn't on the roof. They put it in the courtyard of the same school I went to, and apparently wrote the principal's name on the gorilla and his secretary on the other one.
Oh, Jesus.
Deep cut.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good way to get yourself fired.
I was like, I always heard about that. When I was in high school. When I was in high school, I'm like, I always heard about that. I never knew it was true. He goes, oh no, it was true. It happened. He goes, we got like everybody. They never really found out who did it, but like the whole class got in trouble because it was big deal.
That's a big
like they stole shit from a business.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it was bad.
And vandalized it.
Yeah. So for me, yes, I was suspended multiple times my senior year for motor vehicle things because we had shop class, but we had to go to the local community college to take them.
Uh-huh.
So it was 3 periods a day. So the first 3 periods of the day I spent there because we were supposed to take a bus there and a bus back. Well, being in shop class, automotive class, like if something, we're out fucking around, cruising around the night before, and your car makes a weird noise, you're going to want to bring it to the shop and check it out because it's a free shop with shop time. To take your car there, you had to like get permission slips signed by your parents and the teachers and your principal and blah, blah, blah. We all just drove there, and then we would race the buses back to school, to our actual high school, park, and then like weave in and out of the buildings, like in and out of the houses, and then just like blend in with the kids getting off the bus. They started to get smart to it, and I was caught at least 3 times.
Nice.
There was a time where our principal jumped out of the bushes. We were 4 blocks from school. Me, my buddy Ben, and my buddy Tom. We were walking up the road about to cut into the alleyways to like get to the school. She's like 4'6". She pops out of the bushes, and we all froze, and we all had that moment of like, run. And she goes, Mr. Walker, Mr. Spires, Mr. Bellafield. We're like, fuck. We can't run now. And that was an instant 1-day suspension. And I got suspended, I think, 3 or 4 times.
I got my friend thrown out. Not suspended, but he got thrown out of parking, and his parking privileges were removed because I was.
Lot?
Yeah.
Must be nice. I had a street park.
Oh, we had a parking lot.
We had multiple parking lots.
I had to street park because I went to school in a city. There was a parking lot that was an unsanctioned one, but you had to get there at 6 a.m. to get a parking spot, and that wasn't my jam.
Like all the sports fields were right there. So like the football field, soccer field, all that stuff was right there.
We had the sports field across the street, but the parking lot for that was teacher parking.
Oh,
because I went to school in the city. There was no parking lots.
Right. I started blowing donuts in his WS6.
Hell yes.
And he got thrown out of the parking lot.
Oops. Yeah, I got pulled over by a cop on foot one time on school premises.
What?
For speeding.
Oh, the cop! I thought you were on foot.
No, the cop.
You're not that fast.
I also, coolest thing I ever did, I high-fived, at the time, just one of my buddy's kid I knew through school, now my sister's husband. I was in the passenger seat of my buddy's truck, and I high-fived him out the window. Still hurts to this day. But I used to get in trouble all the time for making parking spots.
Oh, yeah.
I would just park on the dirt and be like, I thought it was a parking spot. What are you talking about? So I'd get called to the office. Like, because we had plaques on our cars for parking. Like, number 1451 is Norm Pelletier. 1682 is Dan Walker. Like, we had plaques on our cars for school parking because you had to pay for it. And I would just, like, there was always, like, 4 spots off to the right that were, like, their own spots. And that was where the car guys parked.
Yep.
Because we all backed in with
next to each other. We all parked together, yeah, absolutely.
And yeah. The 5th person to show up would always just, like, park next to everybody in the dirt. Like, it worked in the winter because they would plow too much. So I got called to the office like at least once a week because I'd be the last one to show up. So I would just park next to them in the dirt and they'd be like, that's not a parking spot. And I would just like sneak somewhere else.
We had the unsanctioned parking lot that was just an empty parking lot that everyone parked in. And the year that I didn't go to school with Steph, my junior year, I went to a different school. She had all my buddies that were all the car guys and the truck guys. She would always show up late because our friend was always chronically late that she gave a ride to. They would just let her double park in front of them because she left before them. So you'd look and there'd just be all these like square bodies, and I think one of them had an S10 and a Mercury Cougar, and then there'd be Steph's car like parked right in front of them, like they can't get out, but she had like the last 2 periods off, so she just knew she was leaving anyway. I think I win this battle though because I got kicked out of driver's ed, so
that'll do it.
You were definitely a troubled youth, huh?
I was not good. That's it though for the YouTube live chat questions,
and that'll do it for yet another episode of the Loose is Fast podcast. If you're still here, thank you for sticking around. If you're not,
I'm still here.
You missed out. Before we sign off, share the wonderful image that Norm puts together. Use the link tree to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to watch the live.
Yes, I finally
shit
added
show.
That. Kyle reminded me.
I did
Friday to add it, and I finally.
We got some merch coming.
Little merch, little baby merch.
Some stuffs. At Track Experience things. Yeah, I'm Kyle Belcher.
I'm Dan Walker.
Norman Peltier.
And we'll catch you next week.
Okay, bye.
Let's go to Iowa.
It's corn.
I don't wanna.